You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
Here's the pitch now to Carter, swinging a drive into right center. On with a dive is Sugden, and he makes the catch.
It's time for Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. Brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Laughlin's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, Galliano Winery, the City of Rancho Cucamonga Waste Management, Red Roof Inn, Charter Media, Chipotle, Farmer John's, Unilever Food Solutions, the X-Bucks, Yellow Book USA, and Omaha Jacks. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This is Quakes Baseball.
Hello, everybody. Jason Anaforian with you tonight from the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. It's time for Quakes Baseball on this Tuesday evening as the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, the California League affiliate of the Angels, visits the Lake Elsinore Storm, California League affiliate of the San Diego Padres. The Quakes will send to the mound tonight left-hander Joe Torres, and Torres had a better outing his last outing than he did 2 outings ago when he did not make it out of the first inning. But Torres felt a little bit more confident in his breaking pitches and threw a lot of them in his last appearance. And it'll be Torres tonight for the Quakes, and John Toledo will also throw on this specific day as well. So Torres, the left-hander tonight, starting for the Quakes. And on the mound for the Lake Elsinore Storm will be Sean Thompson, a very talented young and upcoming left-hander in the San Diego Padres organization. He has already faced the Quakes 1 time this season at the Epicenter, and he pitched himself a pretty good ball game on that Sunday afternoon. So Thompson will be on the mound. The record for Joe Torres on this season, Torres has no record so far. Actually, he is 0-1. This will be his 2nd start and 4th appearance, and Torres has an ERA of 13.50. Now, for Sean Thompson, Thompson's 3-0 with a 1.62 ERA. His first win of the season came against the Quakes, as we told you, at the Epicenter, and that win came on April 10th. And in that ballgame, Thompson threw very well. He pitched 5 2/3 innings on that afternoon, and the left-hander handled the Quakes rather nicely. He gave up just 1 run on that day, and he also struck out 7, walked just 1 batter in that contest. So Thompson on the mound tonight for the Storm, and Torres on the mound for the Quakes. The Quakes with a win last night over the Lake Elsinore Storm, 8-5. They had to hold on till late in the ballgame in order to win this one. David Austin closed it out for his 2nd save of the year. Chris Hunter, though, was the story of the night after some early fielding miscues by the Lake Elsinore Storm. The Quakes took advantage of it and spotted Hunter enough runs to work with. And Hunter gave up 3 runs. They were all in the last inning that he pitched in, but he made it to 6 2/3, and he is now 2-1 on the year. He pitched a very nice ball game last night, and that win put the Quakes back at the 500 mark. They are 9-9 coming into action tonight. High Desert had the night off, so the Quakes are a half game ahead of High Desert. They are in 2nd place in the Cal League Southern Division standings. The Lake Elsinore Storm lead the Quakes by 2 games in the Southern Division standings. Well, we're getting set for the first pitch, but before that, we're going to have the national anthem. And we're going to step away. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the first pitch for you right after this.
How much have you spent on rent in the last few years? $10,000? $20,000? More? Why pay for your landlord's mortgage when you could be making an investment? It's easier than you think. Victor Briseño at First Mortgage can show you how. Victor features a variety of loan options designed to meet the needs of first-time buyers. So why rent when you can own? Call Victor Briseño at First Mortgage at 1-800-493-7141, extension 111.
Victor Briseño at First Mortgage, turning renters into homeowners. In any sport, there always seems to be one exceptional athlete that can do it all. The same is true when it comes to your computer network needs. Today, more businesses are relying on ITIQ solutions. They have the ability and expertise to design, deploy, integrate, secure, and support even the most complex information technology systems used today. For a professional consultation, call toll-free 1-877-448-4777 or find out more online at itiqsolutions.com.
ITIQ Solutions, keeping your business running so you can effectively run your business.
It's here, the Old Time Gospel Parade, specializing in music 50 years or older. These songs have blessed families for generations. Tune in Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 3 p.m. Meditate on these songs and let God work wonders in your life.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball on KWRM 1370.
Well, we just completed the national anthem. We're getting set for baseball on this Tuesday evening. Glad you can join us with my studio coordinators tonight, John and Josh Souter. This is Jason Anaforian. Let's go ahead and run down tonight's starting lineups. First of all, for the Quakes, Cal League affiliate of the Angels, and the manager, Ty Boykin, who got a win last night on his birthday. He has the lineup tonight. And it goes like this. Howie Kendrick will lead off at second base. Brandon Wood is the shortstop. He'll bat second. Baltazar Lopez hits third and is at first base. Bobby Wilson, the catcher, will hit cleanup. Matt Brown at third base, batting fifth. Matt Pauley is back in left field tonight. He'll hit sixth. Jason Sugden in center field will bat seventh. Kevin Day, the DH, will hit eighth. And B.J. Weed is in right field, bat ninth. Kendrick, Wood, Lopez, Wilson, Brown, Pauley, Sugden, Day, and Weed. That's the lineup for the Quakes. The lineup for the Lake Elsinore Storm, as Rick Renteria has announced, Peter Ramos leading off at second base. Drew Macias, the center fielder, will bat second. Fernando Valenzuela Jr., the DH, hits third. Brett Bonvecchio is hitting cleanup and is at third base. Michael Johnson, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Brian Bergamy is in right field hitting sixth. Andres Pagan will catch and hit seventh. Matt Bayer will hit eighth, and he'll be in left field. And Juan Siriaco, the shortstop, will bat ninth. Ramos, Macias, Valenzuela, Bonvecchio, Johnson, Bergamy, Pagan, Thayer, and Siriaco. On the mound for the Quakes tonight will be left-hander Joe Torres. That's the lineup he'll face. The lineup, though, that Thompson faced, we just announced to you, as the left-hander Sean Thompson is completing his warm-up tosses right now for the Lake Elsinore Storm. Final throw's gone down to second base. Howie Kendrick is coming up to the plate and digging himself into the box. Not before he takes a practice swing or two outside, and we are set for baseball on a cool evening again here in April. And we have more gusting wind this hour of the night than we did last night, as the skies above are a bit more clearer. So Thompson, the left-hander, winds and deals, and he throws the first pitch. A breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Howie Kendrick, right-handed hitter at the plate, hitting .417 on the season, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Now Thompson, the left-hander, comes back, and the 0-1 on the way is a fastball missing up high, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. We are underway tonight at 7:09. 7:09 is the time of the first pitch here at the Diamond. Now Thompson to the glove, rocks and kicks. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Kendrick swings and misses, and he is now behind in the count at 1-2. Howie Kendrick has been hitting the ball very well. He is 31 for his last 67. That was since the opening 4 games against the Lake Elsinore Storm. So in his last 14, he is 31 for 67, and he swings and misses at the 1-2 pitch, and he is out on strikes. One man out here is Brandon Wood. Just underway here tonight from the Diamond. When you want to look at Howie Kendrick and exactly when was the last time he led off a ball game and did not get on base, as Thompson winds and throws. The first pitch to Wood is swung on, a high pop-up lifted foul off to the right. This one is up into the seats, about 6 rows behind the Quakes dugout, and the count is 0-1. you'd have to go back to April 17th against High Desert. In the final game of that series, the pitch to Wood is outside and the count 1-1. April 17th was the last time that Howie Kendrick led off a ball game offensively for the Quakes and did not reach base. 7 games in a row. Here's the 1-1 on the way, and Wood swings and tips it into the glove of the catcher Pagan, and the count is 1-2. Andres Pagan behind the plate catching Sean Thompson, the left-hander, on the mound. And Brandon Wood, the shortstop, hitting .307 with 8 home runs and 16 RBIs. The 1-2 on the way. Wood lays off of it and takes up high, and the count is 2-2. Well, another shortstop in baseball tonight had a spectacular evening, and that is the superstar shortstop for the New York Yankees, Alex Rodriguez. Here's the next pitch, and Wood swings and misses, and he is out on strikes. 2 men out. Two men out, and coming up to the plate is Baltazar Lopez. So after Kendrick and Wood have both struck out swinging, here is Baltazar Lopez. Lopez hitting .250 without a home run, 2 RBIs, and the first pitch to the left-hander swung on and slapped foul past third base and down the line, and the count is 0-1. Lopez with 1 stolen base so far in as many attempts. The night tonight that Alex Rodriguez had 10 RBIs for the New York Yankees, and that ball game's still in progress. Here is the pitch to Lopez, taken down low, 1-1. Rodriguez with 10 RBIs on the night, and he had a 2-run home run, a 3-run home run, and a grand slam against the Angels, and it's 12-3 New York in the ninth. Next pitch is taken for a strike, and the count is 1-2. He flied out in his last at-bat against former Quake Jake Woods. He had a chance for the home run cycle in the ball game tonight. No one has ever hit for that in Major League Baseball history. The next pitch to Lopez swung on and fouled down the left field line, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rodriguez playing third for the Yankees. I believe he was a shortstop. Well, obviously he was. I said he was playing shortstop. But Rodriguez, the third baseman, had quite a night for the New York Yankees. And the Angels getting their road trip started on a bad note. The 1-2 pitch, Lopez swings and lifts a high pop fly. Shallow right, the second baseman Ramos is on the grass, a step behind the infield dirt, and he makes the catch. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It'll be Ramos, Macias, and Valenzuela to bat. The Quakes fail to score here in the top half of the first.
One of the most desired qualities on any team is speed. The same is true in the business world. If you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call R2 Graphics. From business stationery and brochures to digital color, you're sure to appreciate their quality, competitive prices, and fast turnaround. When every second counts, count on R2 Graphics. See them online at r2graphics.com. That's letter R, number 2, graphics.com. They're located in the Aero Business Park at 9047 Aero Route in Rancho, Cucamonga.
For fans that can't make it to all 70 games, the Quakes mini plans are perfect for you. Starting as low as $600 per seat, these plans feature the most exciting games of the 2005 season. Fans who purchase a mini plan are guaranteed 2 giveaways, discounted pricing, free email newsletter, priority for July 3rd and playoff tickets, and the same seats for each game, plus the ability to exchange unused tickets for future games. To order your Quakes mini plan today, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252. Get your Quakes mini-season plan today.
Network crashes, lost data, corrupt files. Computer problems can leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. So next time, call DNet Computers. We feature repairs, troubleshooting, internet expertise, network setup, hardware upgrades and supplies, as well as custom PCs built to order. We're committed to carrying only quality components, so you know what you buy is going to last. Find out more online at dnetcomputers.com. DNet Computers, building systems that deliver.
Bottom half of the first inning as the Lake Elsinore Storm come to bat against left-hander Joe Torres on the night. And Torres had a much better outing in his last outing. He did surrender some runs on his performance. But Torres had his curveball working a lot better in his last start compared to 2 times ago, and he actually followed up out of the bullpen. As Torres, the left-hander, works from the third base side of the rubber as he winds and throws home, and the pitch on the way is swung on, a bouncer to short, fielded by Wood, and he throws over to first in time to get Ramos 1 pitch, 1 out. Coming up to the plate now will be Drew Macias. Torres gave up 2 runs, or actually gave up 3 runs in what was a 3+ innings pitched. He pitched into the 9th inning, his last performance. Here is Macias, and he takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Torres struck out 5 that night and walked 2. Macias had a sacrifice against Torres. The 0-1 on the way, swung on and hit into right center field. B.J. Weed, the right fielder again tonight, goes over into the gap and makes the catch for the out. Quickly, 2 men out. Coming up to the plate is Fernando Valenzuela Jr. B.J. Weed is in right field tonight for the Quakes. Jason Sugden in center field. Playing a tad towards left center. Matt Pauley straight away in left. Brown is back to the bag and off the line at third. Wood is back at short. Here's the pitch to Valenzuela, and it's low and in the count 1-0. Howie Kendrick at second base plays back on the edge of the infield dirt right up against the grass. Lopez is back at first. Torres winds and throws the 1-0 on the way, and it is up high. 2 balls and no strikes. Valenzuela on the season with 3 home runs, batting .364. Next pitch swung on and pulled over the leaping Lopez and down the right field line for a base hit. Weed goes over to cut the ball off near the warning track, and he's going to hold Valenzuela to a long single. It's a short right field porch here at the Diamond, 310 feet down the right field line, 342 feet to the alley, and then 386 to the deep right center power alley. And Weed, the right fielder here at the ballpark, plays probably 2 or 3 steps in front of the warning track. And that is exactly where B.J. Weed was playing. And he got to that ball quickly. And Valenzuela out of the box was not turning it on as if he were thinking for extra bases. Here is Brett Bonvecchio, the cleanup hitter. And he takes a curveball from Torres that misses inside. And the count is 1-0. So the first hit of the night for the Storm in Fernando Valenzuela Jr. And Lopez at first holds him on. Wilson, the catcher, sets up outside. Here's the 1-0 on the way. That one comes back inside, and the count is 2-0 to Valenzuela. Or 2-0 to Bonvecchio. Bonvecchio on the season batting .290 in his first 17 games. 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Now Torres from the belt. Works from the third base side of the rubber, throws home, the 2-0 on the way, and that ball misses inside. 3 balls and no strikes the count. Torres wearing the shirt sleeves on the mound on a very cool night. The Quakes are back in their gray sleeveless road vest. They were wearing their blue batting practice tops last night. The 3-0 on the way, and a changeup in there for a strike, and the count is 3-1. 2 men out here in the bottom of the first inning. There is no score as Valenzuela leads away. Now Torres, a pause at the belt. He looks over at first. Here's the pitch on the way, and a slider down low, ball 4. Bonvecchio walks. Valenzuela goes to second base, and Michael Johnson will be the batter. Johnson already with 6 home runs, 26 RBIs on the season. Steps into the box here for the Storm. Not a big crowd on hand tonight. However, it is a larger crowd than we had last night. Here's the pitch to Johnson, and he takes a curveball from Torres, and the count is 0-1. Torres with that front glove on his front left knee. Now he goes to the belt. Runners lead from first and second. Torres is set, and he throws home. The 0-1 on the way, low and away, and the count is even now at a ball and a strike. Where does Johnson compare with the league leaders? He's third in the league in home runs. Brandon Wood, who hit 3 over the weekend at Lancaster, leads the Cal League with 8 home runs. And Johnson leads the league in RBIs with 26. The 1-1 on the way, swung on and belted up the alleyway, right center field and deep. This one is way back, and this one is gone, a home run. To the left of the 342 marker, right between the 342 marker and the video board, out in right center field. And that ball was roped by Johnson. It is 3-0 Lake Elsinore. And he has 7 home runs, and his league RBI lead is up to 29. The batter is Brian Bergamy, switch hitter, batting right-handed. So 2 outs, and the base is empty, and then the Storm posts 3 runs on the board. First pitch to Bergamy, swing and a roller to short, fielded by Wood. He throws over to first to get Bergamy. The inning is over. Johnson's 3-run home run here in the first, though, gives Lake Elsinore an early lead. We head to the second. It is 3-0 Storm.
Hey, baseball fans, remember when they played for the love of the game? When you could see future stars of tomorrow at an affordable price. In addition to exciting Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball, KWRM invites you to join us and catch one of the top teams in the land, the Long Beach State 49ers. You can follow the Dirtbags, a perennial national power, as they play their way to Omaha and the College World Series, exclusively on KWRM 1370.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, plates and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book, not the other book.
Well, Michael Johnson gives the Storm an early 3-0 lead with a home run to right center field. Sean Thompson completing his warm-up tosses on the mound. The Quakes will return home on Thursday night, this Thursday, the day after tomorrow, and it's the first Thirsty Thursday of the season. The first Thirsty Thursday of the season is coming up as the Lake Elsinore Storm will be in town for that ball game. Thirsty Thursday, dollar beers, $1 12-ounce draft beers, and canned sodas. Here's the first pitch to Bobby Wilson, and he takes it low and away. The count is 1-0. Bobby Wilson hitting .364 with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Thompson, the left-hander, comes back, and the next pitch is up high. 2 balls and no strikes, the count to Bobby Wilson. 3-0 Lake Elsinore after the bottom of the first inning, in which the Storm posted 3 runs on the Johnson home run. Here's the 2-0 on the way from Thompson, and Wilson swings and fouls it back to the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sean Thompson, 3-0 this year, 16 2/3 innings prior to tonight, with a 1.62 ERA. He's allowed just 3 earned runs so far, and opponents hitting just .241 against the left-hander. Next pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count is 2-2. There were not, and there are not, a lot of left-handed prospects in the Padres, left-handed pitching prospects in the Padres organization, and we were having this conversation with Dave Racich, the pitching coach. 2-2 on the way, swung on and hit past the seating structure and up onto the berm down the right field line. The count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Padres, with left-handed pitchers, they are thin in their minor league system. And a guy like Thompson from La Junta, Colorado, deals the next pitches up high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Thompson very close to his brother. His brother has served 2 tours of duty in Iraq. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch to Wilson. Swing and a miss. And Wilson is out on strikes. 3 strikeouts now for Thompson in the early going. And Matt Brown will be the batter. Tomorrow, the Quakes will send to the mound right-hander James Holcomb. Holcomb will be opposed by right-hander Javier Martinez. And in all the games that these two teams have gone head-to-head, it will be our first look at Javier Martinez. The pitch to Matt Brown is taken outside, and the right-hander is ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Javier Martinez, the one starting pitcher we have not seen in the Lake Elsinore rotation. 1-0 to count. Here's the pitch on the way to Brown, and it's taken for a strike, and the count is even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-0 Lake Elsinore. We're in the top of the second inning tonight from the Diamond. Tomorrow night, we'll be on the air at 6 o'clock straight up. It is a 6 o'clock ball game tomorrow. The 1-1 on the way. Strike across the plate, and the count 1-2. Here at the Diamond, they play 6 o'clock Wednesday night ball games. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Brown gets back in the box, hitting .338, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. The windup and the 1-2 is taken way inside, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 runs on 2 hits right now for the Storm. Quakes still looking for their first hit. Here's the 2-2 on the way from the left-hander. Fastball down low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is Thompson's 3rd straight start at home. His only start on the road was his first one at the Epicenter so far. He is set, looks in for the sign. The Storm in their home white tops tonight. Here's the windup and the 3-2 on the way. Swung on and hit foul back to the screen. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A new baseball given to Thompson as he walks back up on top of the mound. In left field tonight is the outfielder and newly acquired to the ball club. He was on the Eugene roster last year and was a Northwest League All-Star representative for the Emeralds. The 3-2 on the way, swung on and hit foul back off of the facing of one of the steel pillars just above the concourse, and it rolls back into the seats. The count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. In left field tonight is Matt Thayer. He is playing straight away left field right now. Baker is on the disabled list. In center field, Drew Macias shading Brown to the opposite field. Next pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen, and the count stays full. Brian Bergamy is the right fielder, going over some stretching right now and straightaway right. Bonvecchio at third base, a couple of steps off the line, not far off the line at third, playing back of the bag. Siriaco playing back at short, right at the edge of the grass. Ramos is the second baseman. He plays back, and so does Johnson at first. Johnson with a 3-run home run in the first inning. Brown takes the 3-2 pitch, down low, ball 4, and he is aboard. First base runner of the night for the Quakes, and coming up is Matt Pauley. Matt Pauley hitting .317 with a home run, 12 RBIs, and he has been playing in left field the last 2 nights. He DH'd over the weekend. Pauley has played in every game so far. Away from first is Brown. 1 man out the pitch, and Pauley takes a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Storm 3, Quakes nothing. Top of the second inning. On deck is Jason Sugden. Thompson from the stretch with an open stance with his front right shoulder tipped towards home plate. Now here's the 0-1. Instead, it's a throw over to first, and back safely is Brown. Thompson with somewhat of a deceptive delivery over to first base, and left-handers can get away with that. They can even toe that fine line between a throw over and a balk, but Thompson has just a simple slide step over. Here's the 0-1 on the way, and it is off the plate, 1-1. So long as that front left shoulder does not make a movement home to the plate, or the step come to the plate, the left-hander may throw over to first base without getting a balk. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch on the way, and Polly swings and misses, and that is a high changeup, and the count is 1-2. Thompson, much like Torres, a finesse pitcher, and he had his control working in his only game that he has faced the Quakes on this season. And I would have to imagine that for both the pitchers and the hitters, but especially for the pitchers, it has to be tough in the early going when you're seeing the same lineup over and over. The 1-2 pitch is taken for a call, third strike at the knees by Polly, 2 men out. And now Thompson has struck out 4. Here is Jason Sugden coming to the plate. Sugden batting .292 with a home run and 11 RBIs. We're in the top of the second inning, and it is 3-0 Lake Elsinore. Away from first base is Brown, held on by Johnson. And Thompson pauses at the belt. He throws home in the pitch, and Sugden swings and misses, and his bat goes spiraling into the third row of the seats at the far end of the Lake Elsinore dugout. 3 rows behind the Lake Elsinore dugout. That is obvious is not a broken bat, and now it is Jason Sugden walking over in foul territory, asking for the bat. And Ty Boykin has come over right near the third base dugout to receive the bat. And Sugden had walked halfway up the line and was standing on the grass waiting for his bat to be delivered to the plate. And right now you have some youngsters behind the dugout who actually caught that bat, and they want a bat in exchange, and they get one. And it's given to them from the Lake Elsinore dugout. Sugden goes back and wipes a little bit more pine tar on the handles, and the count is 0-1. A switch hitter batting right-handed, and he faces the left-hander Thompson. 3-0 Lake Elsinore. We're in the top half of the second inning. Away from first base is Matt Brown, held on by Johnson. Now Thompson throws home, the 0-1 on the way, and Sugden swings and misses, and the count is 0-2. 3-0 Lake Elsinore, top half of the second inning. Ty Boykin coaching at third base tonight, the Quakes manager, and James Rowson, the hitting coach, over at first. Still light skies above, but the lights are grabbing more of their effect on the field. The 0-2 on the way is hit. And I was going to say it was a foul tip, but no, it was Sugden who was hit by the pitch. The 0-2 comes in, and it hits Sugden. Down to second base goes Brown. So that's a tough way for Thompson to lose the batter. And the Quakes now have runners at first and second for Devin Day. Devin Day added back to the roster yesterday after Mel Guerrejo was placed on the suspended list. Here is the pitch today, and it is taken down low in the count 1-0. Mel Guerrejo's suspension was due to team rules. It was not a suspension for a drug policy. That is to be clear. The next pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen, 1-1. Anymore in baseball these days, that's one of the first things people will always question if they hear something like a suspension. But that was not the case for Mel Guerrejo. Day was added back to the roster when Mel Guerrejo came off of it. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Day takes outside, 2 balls and a strike. Day batting .111 so far in the early going. He's had very limited playing time. In fact, 2 for 18 so far. He has an RBI. Day has seen most of his time as the designated hitter. The 2-1 on the way, a swing and a tip right into the glove of Pagan, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Andres Pagan the starting catcher last year for the Lake Elsinore Storm. Not the case this season. He has been resorted back into the backup role in favor of Kottaras. 2-2 on the way. Day swings and pokes that one out towards left field. That's a base hit. Boykin's going to wave Brown around third. The throw is going to come up the line. Brown will score standing. And Devin Day has delivered an RBI single to left. It is 3-1 Lake Elsinore. And for Day, his second RBI of the season. Here is B.J. Weed. Sugden at second, Day at first. B.J. Weed, he has had a slow start to the year, batting 185. Here is the first pitch on the way, and Weed takes inside, and the count is 1-0. B.J. Weed in 15 ball games is 10 for 54 with an RBI. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Thompson looks back at second. The next pitch, Weed swings and fouls this one off to the right, and it hits off of the facing of a railing down below, or off to our right on this press box level, and then the ball glances down into the seats. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to B.J. Weed. Thompson, the left-hander, deals. The pitch is outside. 2-1 the count. Beautiful setting for a ball game here at the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. You can look out onto the 15 freeway that rides right by this ballpark. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch on the way is inside. 3-1. You can look, you can kind of see into the stadium if you're driving from the 15 freeway on by it. This ballpark, the Diamond, is dug down below ground level. And actually, you kind of go on a downgraded hill when you make your way off of the freeway into the ballpark. The 3-1 on the way. Weed swings and fouls this one off to the right. That one lands up on the top of the roof on the suite level, and it comes all the way down into the seats. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count to Weed. The runners at first and second will be off on the pitch. 3-1 Storm, top of the second. The Quakes have scored a run on the Day single. Now Thompson looks back at second. Runners go. The 3-2 on the way. Swung on and fouled by Weed. Right back to the screen. And the count is full. And when you're driving by on the freeway, you can definitely see where we're sitting up here in the press box. But you have a nice scenic view of the mountains off to the right beyond the highway and the different strip mall and shopping plazas that run alongside. The 3-2 pitch to Weed is taken for a call, third strike. Plate umpire Dixon Sturman rung him up, and Weed did not like that call. The Quakes score 1 time in the inning on 1 base hit. A hit batter, a walk, 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. It is 3-1 Lake Elsinore.
How much have you spent on rent in the last few years? $10,000? $20,000? More? Why pay for your landlord's mortgage when you could be making an investment? It's easier than you think. Victor Briseño at First Mortgage can show you how. Victor features a variety of loan options designed to meet the needs of first-time buyers. So why rent when you can own? Call Victor Briseño at First Mortgage at 1-800-493-7141, extension 111.
Victor Briseño at First Mortgage, turning renters into homeowners.
When you apply a pesticide, it can wash off your lawn or garden when you water, wasting money and polluting local waterways. That's because runoff from lawns, gardens, streets, and sidewalks in San Bernardino County drains directly into the Santa Ana River without treatment. And if you are accidentally washing pesticides off your lawn and garden, they will be carried into the river. Here are a few choices you can make to save money and protect our local environment. Follow the directions on the product. Extra pesticide just gets washed off your lawn or garden. Use pesticides sparingly. Spot apply to selected areas rather than blanket apply to the entire lawn or garden. Avoid applying pesticides before a rainstorm. When watering your lawn and garden, make sure water does not run into the street and carry pesticide chemicals with it. Use non-toxic products for your garden and lawn whenever possible. If you must use pesticides, make sure they are in sealed, waterproof containers that cannot leak. When it is time to dispose of leftover chemicals, call 1-800-253-2687 for the household hazardous waste collection site near you. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740, extension 4060.
Here we go to the bottom of the second inning. Sean Thompson, the left-hander on the mound, has struck out 5 batters so far, and despite giving up a run, he did strike out the side in the top of the second. So Joe Torres goes back to the mound to face Andres Pagan here in the bottom of the second. It is 3-1 Lake Elsinore as Torres throws home in the pitch, and Pagan swings and drives this one to straightaway center field. Sugden going back, and he reaches up to make the catch in front of the warning track. 1 man out. Here at the diamond, it is a very spacious outfield. 400 to straightaway center field. The deep right center power alley is 386 feet. That is right at the bottom left corner of the video board that they have out in right center field. 400 to straightaway center field, and the wall continues to angle back to the 425 power alley. And if you hit it out there, you're going to have to really give it a good ride to get it out of this park. Here is Matt Thayer. And Matt Thayer takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Thayer in his first start tonight for the Storm. Last night, as the next pitch is outside to Thayer, 2-0. Fryer got the start in place of Baker, who is on the disabled list right now. The 2-0 on the way to Thayer, and it's taken for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Matt Thayer from nearby Woodland Hills. He was a UCLA Bruin in his college days. Here's the next pitch. It is outside, 2-1. Last year he played in 46 games in Eugene. He was called up at the end of the year to Fort Wayne for a ball game. Here's the 3-1 on the way, and Thayer takes outside, ball 4, and he walks. Thayer was drafted in the 31st round last year, and if you can consider this, obviously, this is the high A level, but that is still a considerable jump from being a draft pick and not even being drafted a year ago this time. Wasn't even a professional ball player yet. He was named to the Northwest League All-Star team, and last year was the first year that they had an All-Star game in the Northwest League. Here is the pitch to Juan Siriaco, and it is taken outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Last year in Eugene, Thayer hit .284 with 3 home runs and 25 RBIs. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Here's the pitch on the way, a breaking ball outside. 2-0 to count. Thayer led the Emeralds last year with 8 stolen bases. Must not have been a team that ran a whole lot. 2-0 to count. Thayer leads away, though. He has good speed. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It is up high. 3-0. Again, that's 8 stolen bases in a 74-game season in the Northwest League, or 78-game season in the Northwest League. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 man out. Siriaco at the plate. The right-hander waits. Torres looks over at first. The pitch is outside, ball 4. And now Torres with back-to-back walks here in the second. And puts runners at first and second base. Coming up to the plate is Peter Ramos. Wilson goes out to the mound to talk with Torres. Over the course of coming back from this injury of Tommy John surgery for Torres, there are going to be moments of inconsistency. That is probably to be expected. How much? How often? Well, obviously that only remains to be seen. But Torres, a youngster, still very young in his professional career, coming back from major elbow surgery where he missed all of last season. Peter Ramos is the batter, and Torres steps off the mound, or steps off the rubber. Now he's back on. Bent over from the stretch, very tall left-hander. Torres looks back at second. Here's the pitch on the way, and Ramos takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And you wonder how much of it will be mental as well. When pitchers come back from rotator cuff surgery, Tommy John surgery, they were usually pitching in pain prior to that point, or prior to surgery. The 0-1 on the way, down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. And sometimes after major surgeries, pitcher's got to darn near start over in his pitching repertoire. And depending upon what type of a pitcher he is. Now, Torres is someone that has worked with finesse, and that is what he features. 1 ball, 1 strike. A look back at second. Torres throws home. The pitch to the right-hander Siriaco is outside, 2-1. The Quakes play the infield back right now with runners at first and second. Outfield played straight away, and Pauly is deep in left. Ramos stands back in the box. Away from second is Thayer. Siriaco from first. Here's the 2-1 on the way, and it is way outside, 3-1. Sometimes if you're a pitcher that you throw gas and you throw a lot of heat, you can come back from rotator cuff surgery, and you may not have that same velocity. And for a power pitcher, it might be more difficult to come back and try and at least get his velocity back up, or maybe he has to come back and learn how to pitch a little bit differently. 3-1 on the way. Big swing and a chopper through the hole in the left field. That's a base hit. Around third is Thayer. He is going to score. The throw is cut off by Brown. Runners are at first and second on the Ramos single, and it's now 4-1 Lake Elsinore. For Ramos, his 9th RBI of the year, and Torres working with runners at first and second now and 1 out. Well, it's along the lines of what he did get, and he is looking for a ground ball here to get him out of this inning. There is Drew Macias. Macias flied to right in the first. A look back at second by Torres. And now he throws home. The pitch to Macias, a curveball, hits the outside corner for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Now Brandon Wood from short comes in to talk with Torres. See if they might line up a play on Siriaco, the lead runner at second. Well, the Storm, with good speed right now on the bases, and good speed also at the plate. Macias stands up in the box and with an open stance. Time is called. Macias asks for time. No balls, 1 strike to count. Torres will look back at second. Now he throws home. The 0-1 on the way. Curveball right at the knees for a strike, and the count is 0-2. With a guy like Torres, though, who throws a lot of off-speed stuff, there's going to be a lot of working, and it's only going to take, it's just going to take time. And getting Torres back to full strength and to getting him that right touch on the mound. The next pitch, swinging a little tapper along the second base side, gloved by Kendrick. His only play from the lip of the grass is to throw across his body to first, which he does to retire Macias, 2 men out. That was a big chopper out in front of the plate that went to the right side of the infield, and Kendrick came up to field that ball. He had to wait for the runner at first, Ramos, to cross in front of him. Here is Fernando Valenzuela Jr. Second and third, 2 men out, and Valenzuela singled and scored in the first. 4-1 Lake Elsinore. We're in the bottom of the second inning, and Torres, the left-hander, goes back into the windup. Here is the pitch, and it hits the outside corner for a strike, a breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. Torres gets the sign he wants. He's set. A look over at third. Now he goes into the windup, and the 0-1 is low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Torres came in with a slider there. He features a fastball, a curveball, and a slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. The windup by Torres. Here's the pitch on the way, and a curveball misses. Up high for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Wilson was out of his crouch just in case Ramos was taking off towards, or too far off the bag at second. 2-1 the count. Now Torres asks for another sign. He's ready. And to the glove, he winds and throws. The 2-1 on the way. Curveball, low and away, and the count is 3 balls and a strike. Lights have really taken their effect on the field. Another night for jackets and long pants, and see a lot of folks out here obviously bringing the blanket. The 3-1 on the way, and that is a breaking ball inside, too far inside, and it hits Valenzuela in the back. So Valenzuela is aboard at first base. This is going to bring out Eric Bennett. And we talk about that type of feel and that type of control. And it's not the first time we've seen Torres have a hard time pitching to the left-handed hitter and pitching inside. So Valenzuela hit by a pitch. The bases are now loaded. And the batter is the cleanup hitter in Brett Bonvecchio. So far, Torres in the inning, 2 walks and a hit batsman. There has been just one base hit. That was Peter Ramos, and he drove in a run. It is 4-1 Lake Elsinore. Eric Bennett is through with his meeting on the mound with Torres. A key point in this ball game, a 3-run deficit for the Quakes is nothing that cannot be overcome. But Bonvecchio with an extra base hit here could really open things up for Lake Elsinore. Here's the pitch, and a curveball hits the outside corner for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Especially with Sean Thompson on the mound. Torres to the glove. He winds and throws. Here's the 0-1 on the way, and that fastball runs inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Torres' velocity on that last pitch, 88 miles an hour. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Bonvecchio takes a curveball that misses low. 2 balls and a strike. Curveball came back on the inner half of the plate. 2-1 the count. Bonvecchio waits, open stance from the left side, and Torres deals home the pitch. Bonvecchio lays off of it and takes inside. 3 balls and a strike. So now Torres has gone as far as he can go. 3-1, 2 men out with the bases loaded in the bottom of the second. Here's the windup and the 3-1. Swinging a fly ball to left field. Polly coming over near the line. He's not going to get there, and it is a foul ball. And not by much. That ball, Polly was playing straight away, and Bonvecchio simply drove that ball down the left field line, and it landed on the dirt portion in foul territory, just back by the Storm bullpen. Full count. So now, with a 3-2, the runners will be off on the pitch. The wind is blowing out to left, but it's actually blowing across. It's like blowing in from right near the line. So anything hit down the line is going to be pushed away from the outfielder. The 3-2, the runners go. The pitch is swung on and bounced to short. Wood fields it. He throws over to first base, and it's in time to retire Bonvecchio. The inning is over. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 walks, and the bases left loaded. We head to the 3rd inning. It is 4-1 Lake Elsinore.
In any sport, there always seems to be one exceptional athlete that can do it all. The same is true when it comes to your computer network needs. Today, more businesses are relying on ITIQ solutions. They have the ability and expertise to design, deploy, integrate, secure, and support even the most complex information technology systems used today. For a professional consultation, call toll-free 1-877-448-4777 or find out more online at itiqsolutions.com.
ITIQ Solutions, keeping your business running so you can effectively run your business.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom label. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere at the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Here is Howie Kendrick, and Kendrick takes inside, and the count is 1-0. Top half of the third inning, it is 4-1 Lake Elsinore. Kendrick struck out swinging in the first. Here's the pitch on the way, and he swings and fouls this one off to the right. This one is back up onto the press box, and the count is 1-1. It is a final on the out-of-town scoreboard. The Yankees defeat the Angels tonight 12-4. The 1-1 on the way. Kendrick swings, and he fouls it at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 4-1 the score. Storm in front here in the top half of the third inning. Kendrick, Wood, and Lopez, the top of the lineup for the Quakes. Thompson, a left-hander, rocks and throws, and the 1-2 on the way is low and inside. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes to Howie Kendrick. Jason Anaforian with you tonight from the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way, and that comes up and in to Kendrick. Full count. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the 3-2 on the way. Kendrick swings and drives this one to right field. Burgamy going back now, coming in, and he dives out to his left. Did he come up with it? And he did come up with it for the catch. And Kendrick is out. Burgamy backtracked on that ball. Kendrick, someone who can drive the ball to the opposite field with power, and Burgamy came in and had to charge hard. He misread it, and at least misread how that ball was going to travel. Now again, the wind is blowing in from right field, and the wind may have pushed that ball down, and Burgamy was there to make the catch just in the nick of time after he went to a dive and reached out to his left. Here is Brandon Wood. He takes up and away, and the count is 1-0. Wood struck out swinging in the first. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Here's the windup by Thompson, and the pitch on the way. High fastball, swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Thompson to the glove. Works from the windup. Here's the pitch on the way to Brandon Wood. Swing and a fly ball foul off to the right. This one lands up on top of the roof of the suites and bounces back and over the ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thompson is ready. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a drive up the alleyway, left center field. That one is going to get up the alleyway for a base hit, and it goes to the wall on 2 bounces. Wood is turning it on at second, and he takes a big turn around there, puts on the brakes, and he has himself a 1-out double. Here is Baltazar Lopez. Popped out to second base in the first inning. 4-1 Storm, top half of the third. So Wood is on base, his first hit of the night. Wood is second in the league in RBIs with 16. And Michael Johnson has almost doubled him up with 29 RBIs with his 3-run home run tonight. Here's the pitch to Lopez, and it is outside, 1-0. Just to give you kind of a perspective on what type of a first half Michael Johnson is having. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Here's the pitch on the way as Lopez swings and fouls this one off to the left. It lances up into one of the suites and down below, and some fans go scampering for that ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 man out. Thompson looks back at second base. Here's the 1-1 on the way, and Lopez takes a strike. Count is even now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. For Johnson, though, 11 of those RBIs, or 14 of his 29 RBIs, have come against the Quakes pitching staff. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Strike 3 called at the knees. Strikeout number 6 for Thompson. 2 men out. Wood holds at second base, and Bobby Wilson will be the batter. The Quakes at 9-9 on the season. 2 games back of Lake Elsinore. And 10 days ago, these two ball clubs were tied. Here's the pitch to the plate, and it is up high, 1-0. High Desert is at Bakersfield tonight. Bakersfield in the midst of a long homestand. Here's the 1-0 on the way. Pitch is down low. 2 balls, no strikes, the count to Wilson. Bakersfield, though, will be in town next week. The Bakersfield Blaze will be in town here at the Epicenter next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Next pitch is outside to Brown. 3 balls and no strikes the count. 2 men out here in the top half of the 3rd inning. And right now, the Quakes are looking to get a 2-out hit from Wilson. He takes a strike on the outside corner. He was leaning out over that pitch. The count is now 3-1. On deck is the cleanup man. Or on deck is Matt Brown, who is in the 5th spot. The cleanup man is at the plate right now. 3-1. Here's the pitch to Wilson. Up and away, ball 4, and he works a walk. Wilson aboard for the first time tonight. Here is Matt Brown. Brown walked and scored in the 2nd inning. Four to 1, Lake Elsinore leads it here in the top of the 3rd inning. But Brown, with 4 home runs on the season, represents the tying run at the plate. Away from second is Wood. Wilson away from first. A look back at second by Thompson. The pitch on the way is swung on and hit foul back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. Thompson with 6 strikeouts on the night in 2 2/3 innings pitched. Outfield is shaded just a tad to right field against Brown. Next pitch comes very high with a fastball, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. 4 to 1, Lake Elsinore. We're in the top half of the 3rd. Thompson, like Torres, going with no sleeves tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thompson wears the number 1 on his back. Here's the next pitch. Brown swings and lifts a high fly ball, and it's pulled down the left field line and a foul ball. It is up onto the picnic deck, the layered picnic level that sits outside of the stadium restaurant, down the left field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brown. Dixon Sturman is behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Jason Millsap is on the bases. 1 and 2, 2 men out. Runners from first and second. Here's the pitch from Thompson to the plate. Breaking ball swung on and tipped into the glove of Pagan. The inning is over. That's 2 more strikeouts for Thompson here in the 3rd. The Quakes get a hit, a walk, and they leave 2 men on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It is 4 to 1, Lake Elsinore.
In baseball, there are day games, night games, and even the occasional twilight doubleheader. But you'll never see a first thing in the morning game. That's because mornings are for Farmer John. Whether it's delicious hardwood smoked bacon, savory sausage, or juicy ham steaks, they're all made fresh right here in the Southland. There's even Farmer John quick serve bacon and sausage. It's ready in seconds. So share your afternoons and evenings with the Quakes. But mornings are for you and Farmer John. Get fresh. Get Farmer John. A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho, Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New customer-friendly branches offer easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank, proud to be your hometown bank, proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
Heading to the bottom half of the third inning with the score 4-1 in favor of the Lake Elsinore Storm. Jason Anaforian with you here tonight from the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. Tomorrow we'll be on the air at 6 o'clock. Remember, it's a 6 o'clock start tomorrow. It'll be Javier Martinez for the hometown Storm, and the Quakes will counter with James Holcomb. Again, 6 o'clock tomorrow, right here on KWRM 1370. Here is Michael Johnson. 14 RBIs against the Quakes pitching staff so far on the season. He takes down low, and the count 1-0 from Joe Torres. Johnson hit Torres for a 3-run home run in the first. Here's the 1-0 on the way, and it is taken at the knees for a strike, and the count is 1-1. 4-1 Lake Elsinore here in the bottom half of the third. As the next pitch from Torres comes back, a curveball right at the knees to Johnson, and the count 1-2. Torres has walked 3 so far in the first 2 innings. He has hit a batter. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a broken bat pop-up. It takes a bounce behind the bag at second. Wood fields it and throws over to first in time to get Johnson for the out. 1 man out. That was not necessarily a pop-up, more of a soft liner behind second. And it did bust the bat of Johnson. 1 man out. Here is Brian Bergamy. Bergamy grounded to short as well. Torres has been able to get 4 groundouts to short on the night. 1 away. Bergamy open stands from the right side of the plate as a switch hitter. Here is the pitch from Torres. And Bergamy takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. These two teams will play here tomorrow, and then they'll play back at the Epicenter on Thursday. Dollar Beer Night. The 0-1 on the way, and running up to bunt at it is Bergamy, and he bunts this one foul. It's Thirsty Thursday on Thursday night, and that'll be Lake Elsinore. 7:15 first pitch, and then on Friday with Inland Empire in town for the weekend. After the game on Friday, we'll have a post-game fireworks show. The 0-2 pitch swung on, rolled to second base. Kendrick fields it and throws over to first to get Bergamy for the second out. 2 men out, Andres Pagan coming up. Charter Media cap giveaway to the first 1,000 fans in attendance on Sunday afternoon. Saturday is Scout Night out at the Epicenter. So a lot of activities and giveaways and shows going on this weekend at the Epicenter. Here's the pitch to Pagan, and the right-hander takes outside 1-0. 4-1 Lake Elsinore, bottom half of the third. 1 ball, no strikes to count. The windup, and Torres throws home. The next pitch is at the knees for a strike, and the count is even at 1-1. Torres to the glove. He is set. He rocks and kicks. The 1-1 on the way. Down low. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Pagan. It'll be Inland Empire Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's the first time that a team from the north comes in. The pitch is outside, 3-1. A member of the Northern Division, the Bakersfield Blaze, will be in town next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. The 3-1 on the way to Pagan, swung on and hit up the alleyway into right center field, a base hit. Pagan rounds the bag at first, and he is on with a 2-out single. That'll bring up Matt Thayer. And it was 2-out damage that did the trick against Torres in the first. He had retired the first 2 men he had faced, and then he gave up 3 runs. Gave up a single, a walk, and then a home run. Here is Thayer. The pitch is outside, and the count 1-0. 4-1 Lake Elsinore. We're in the bottom half of the third. 1 ball, no strikes. The count to Thayer. Torres looks over at first. He throws the 1-0 on the way. Swung on, chopped in the hole. Past Brown at third, and into left field, a base hit. And moving to second is Pagan. He'll stop there. First and second for Lake Elsinore. And Juan Siriaco will be the hitter. That ball was ranging to Brown's left. He could not come up with it. Here is Juan Siriaco. Siriaco walked in the second inning. That is the 5th hit of the night for Lake Elsinore. A look back at second by Torres. He throws home in the pitch, and it's taken outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Infield playing back from first through short. At third base, Brown is about 2 steps back of the bag at third. The 1-0 is up high. 2 balls, no strikes. The Quakes have right-hander Alan Buckley warming up in the bullpen. Buckley has also been joined by Toledo in the Quakes bullpen. 2-0 the count, 2 men out. Torres trying to get out of this inning. And now he steps off the rubber and looks back at second base. Two balls, no strikes, 2 men out. Now Torres with a long pause at the belt. Here's the pitch on the way inside, and the runners retrieve back to first and second. The count is 3-0. Wilson, the catcher, came up out of his crouch, faking a throw down to second base after that last pitch. Torres, at this point in the inning, might be on a short leash. 3-0, 2 men out. The pitch on the way, and it is in there for a strike at the belt. 3-1 the count. Torres came in with a fastball. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. Torres sets at the belt. He looks back at second. Here's the 3-1 on the way. Swung on and bounced foul into the Quakes third base dugout, or into the Storm third base dugout. Full count now, and the runners will be off with the pitch. Plate umpire Dixon Sturman comes back behind the plate and out to dust off home plate. Full count, 2 men out. Outfield shading Siriaco to left field. Torres from the stretch asks for another sign. Holds the ball behind his back. Now goes to the glove and pauses at the belt. Here's the payoff pitch. The runners are on the move. The pitch is swung on and bounced foul past Rick Renteria, the Storm manager and third base coach. It is fielded by Matt Brown, and he flips it into the stands for a couple of fans. Full count, 2 men out. Eric Bennett, the Quakes pitching coach, is on the second step of the dugout at the far end of the first base dugout, keeping an eye on the bullpen. 3-2, 2 men out. Torres throws home, and the pitch is swung on, and a big chopper foul into the third base dugout of Lake Elsinore. And we'll do it all over again at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Now Torres pauses at the belt. Runners lead from first and second. They go. The 3-2 swung on and hit into right field. That's a base hit. Up with the ball is Wheat. He's going to throw through to third base, and the throw is not in time. Scoring from second is Pagan on the play. Thayer is safe at third, and Siriaco with an RBI single. And Lake Elsinore adds to their lead. It's 5-1 Storm. Ty Boykin is out of the dugout now after that last base hit to right field. And Joe Torres' night is over. Ty Boykin's going to the bullpen. And we're going to step away here. It is 5-1 Lake Elsinore in the bottom of the third. We'll take a break and come back and tell you about the new Rancho pitcher right after this.
Everyone wants a healthy lawn and garden. However, fertilizer works better and is more cost-effective when used properly. By following the directions on the package and making sure water does not run off your property, you can keep fertilizer from washing away. Water that runs off your lawn or garden flows into the gutter and drains directly into the Santa Ana River, carrying excess fertilizer with it. Any fertilizer that reaches local waterways pollutes the environment for people and aquatic life. Next time you use fertilizer, make the following choices to protect our environment, your pocketbook, and public health. Follow the directions on the product. More is not better. Extra fertilizer just gets washed off your lawn or garden. Avoid using fertilizer near ditches or gutters. When watering your lawn and garden, make sure water does not run into the street and carry fertilizer with it. Do not apply fertilizer before a rainstorm. Store fertilizers and chemicals in a covered area and in sealed containers. When it is time to dispose of leftover chemicals, call 1-800-253-2687 for the Household Hazardous Waste Collection Site near you. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
Bottom half of the third inning, it is 5-1 Lake Elsinore, as the new Quakes pitcher is right-hander Alan Buckley, and Buckley will face Peter Ramos with runners at the corners. And 2 men out in this inning. Joe Torres unable to get the deal and get the inning closed. As 2 outs and the bases were empty like the first, the Storm have put together a rally here in the third. And now Ramos, with already an RBI single, will come up to the plate. Alan Buckley, 0-2 on the year, a 7.27 ERA. 7 games, he has saved 1 game. That was here at the Diamond on opening night. 8 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 7 runs all earned. He has walked 7 and has struck out 8. So 2 men out, and Peter Ramos is the batter. Buckley works from the belt, and the right-hander throws home. The pitch is up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Buckley has inherited 2 runners here in the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 men out. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a shot off of the glove of Buckley. It's deflected to Wood at short. Wood will flip over to Kendrick at second base, covering the bag in time. That play goes 1-6-4 to get the force out on Siriaco. The inning is over. The Storm score a run on 3 hits. They leave 2. We head to the 4th. It is now 5-1 Lake Elsinore.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. Different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Have you ever driven with your knees? Applied makeup during the commute? Read the paper while you change lanes? Answered your cell phone at 65 miles per hour? It might sound funny, but there's nothing funny about the nearly 1.5 million auto accidents that happen every year because of distracted drivers. Allstate understands that nobody's perfect, but they also think that safe drivers, people who do check their rearview mirror before changing lanes, do pay attention to the road, and don't eat while they drive, should be rewarded with the Allstate Safe Driver Discount. Safe drivers should pay less. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Top of the 4th inning. It is 5-1 Lake Elsinore. You can close the book on Joe Torres. 2 2/3 innings for Torres on the night. He allows 5 runs all earned on 6 hits. Torres on the night walked 3, and he did not strike out anybody. As Matt Pauley comes to the plate here in the top of the 4th, the Quakes are trailing 5-1. Sean Thompson, the left-hander on the mound, winds and deals, and the first pitch to Pauley is swung on, and a high fly ball lifted foul and out of play back over the concourse. And the count is 0-1. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Storm, 1 run, 2 hits for the Quakes. 0-1 the count. And Thompson winds and kicks. Here's the pitch on the way. And that fastball dips down low. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Matt Pauley. He struck out looking in the second. And he is one of 7 strikeout victims of Thompson. Next pitch down low. 2 balls and a strike. We told you earlier on the out-of-town scoreboard, the Angels dropped their ball game tonight to the Yankees 12-4. Next pitch to Pauley is taken for a strike, and the count is even at 2-2. Here it is 5-1 Lake Elsinore, top half of the 4th. So the parent club, after winning 5 of 7 at home, they took the day off yesterday, a travel day, and then started up in New York tonight, and it did not get started on a good note. Next pitch is down low to Pauley, and the count is full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch on the way. Swing and a shot back up the middle. Backhanded by Ramos at short. He double clutches from behind the bag at second. Throws too late. The throw is ruled to have pulled Johnson off the bag. That is the signal from the base umpire, Jason Millsap. So Pauley is aboard here in the top half of the 4th inning to lead it off. And an error charge to the shortstop. Air charge to the second baseman, Ramos, on that play, on the throw. And so Pauley is aboard at first. Here is Sugden. The pitch to Sugden. Switch hitter batting right-handed, and he swings and misses. And the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Away from first is Pauley, held on by Johnson. Here's the pitch, low and inside. Pagan blocks it, goes down to his knees to block that pitch that came low and inside. The count is even now at a ball and a strike. One and one the count. A look over at first base. Here's the pitch on the way. Sugden swings and lifts a high pop fly, foul territory. Behind the first base dugout, this ball is going to land halfway up the seats and takes a big bounce up onto the concourse. And a fan who brought his glove runs it down. 1-2 the count to Jason Sugden, hit by a pitch in the second inning. And he was stranded at second base in that same inning. Quakes with the leadoff man aboard on the air by Ramos at second. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch on the way, up high. 2-2 the count. Thompson looks in from the stretch. A look over at first. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Sugden swings. He fights that one off. Loops it out towards right center. That's beyond the reach of Ramos. That's a base hit. Bergamy, the right fielder, comes up with the ball, and then he'll just flip it to Ramos, standing out in shallow right center. Stopping at second base is Pauley. Runners are at first and second after that single by Sugden. And now the batter is Devin Day. Devin Day with an RBI single to left field in the second inning. 5-1 Storm here in the top of the 4th. The Quakes are one swing of the bat away from snugging this one right back up. The pitch on the way. Day swings and misses. And he is behind in the count, 0-1. All balls, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch on the way. It is down low. Blocked by Pagan, and the runners hold. 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the 4th inning, and it is 5-1 Lake Elsinore. But the Quakes with an opportunity to really make something of it here against Thompson. And when you get runners on against a guy like Thompson, you have to take advantage of it. Next pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count today. Responsible for the only run on the night so far for the Quakes. A look back at second base. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So an out there recorded. The first out and the runner's hold. An unproductive out. Here is B.J. Weed. Weed struck out looking in the second inning. Storm, top of the fourth inning. Thompson throws home in the pitch, and Weed swings and hits a bouncer to second. Charged by Ramos. He's going to tag Sugden out, coming up the line, and then throws wild to first. And coming in to score on the play is Polly. Now there's actually there was no out recorded on the play. Sugden backtracked in the baseline enough to avoid the tag of Ramos. A run scores on the play. It's now 5-2. Sugden will take third base on the throw that goes into the dugout. Weed, the runner on the play, will take second base. An error is going to be charged to Ramos, the second error of the inning. And here is Howie Kendrick. A look back at second and the pitch home, and Kendrick takes up high, and the count is 1-0. No hit assigned on the play, a straight error. What happened, Ramos started to chase Sugden back in the line and decided to heck with it. I'm not going to get Sugden. I got to get the runner coming up to first, and then he, as the pitch, Kendrick comes in and hits him now, and that loads the bases. As Ramos was chasing Sugden back towards first, Sugden avoided the tag. Then he kept running once Ramos released the ball. He was going to try and get Weed, and he was unable to do so. So now a hit batter has loaded the bases for the Quakes. A run in the inning. There are two errors, and they've both been made by the second baseman, Peter Ramos. And now Pagan goes out to the mound to talk with his pitcher, Thompson. Bases loaded, one out. Brandon Wood at the plate. He is 1 for 2. Here is the pitch. Wood swings and pops it up. Shallow outfield right now. Right side, it's Ramos now coming in on the dirt, and Ramos will make the catch. And Wood is retired. 2 outs in the inning for Baltazar Lopez. 5-2 Lake Elsinore after the Quakes have posted a run here in the top of the fourth. And at third base is Sugden. Weed is at second. And Kendrick hit by a pitch. He is aboard at first. Kendrick was hit probably on the back. He was hit, not probably, but he was hit on the back left shoulder blade. Here is Lopez. And the pitch is off the plate to Lopez from Thompson. The count 1-0. Lopez 0 for 2. 5-2 Storm. 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors for the Storm. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Quakes. Here's the 2-0 on the way, and it is very high. Three balls, no strikes, the count now to Lopez. Now there's some activity beginning in the Lake Elsinore bullpen. Here's the 3-0 on the way, and it is down low, ball 4, and he has walked in a run, and the Quakes are within 2 now. A bases loaded walk, and it just seems like it's about time the Quakes are on that end of the bases loaded walk rather than on the being on the receiving end rather than being on the giving end. Just has had that feeling that when it has come to bases loaded walks or wild pitches or hit batsmen, that the Quakes have been on the giving end of that. Rick Renteria is out for the mound. He is going to go in to the bullpen. Thompson's night is over. It is now 5-3 Lake Elsinore here in the top of the fourth inning. We'll take a break and come back and tell you about the new Storm pitcher right after this.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, plates and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking, yellow book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Well, the new pitcher is Eddie Bonine. Top of the fourth inning, 5-3 Lake Elsinore, and the Quakes have the bases loaded, and Bobby Wilson will be the batter. Eddie Bonine pitched last night out of the bullpen as Jared Wells, who will make his next start. He just had tweaked his right knee and sat out for precautionary reasons. It was a little tight, he said, but he will return for his next start. And last night, the Storm had to use their bullpen. They used Huerta for 2 innings. Eddie Bonine now on the mound. They used him for 2 innings. Hayhurst pitched the 6th and 7th, and then Howie Pence pitched the last 2. And Eddie Bonine gave up 3 runs in 2 innings on 3 hits. He walked a batter, struck out a batter. So now runners are at all bases for the Quakes, and Bobby Wilson is the batter. And Bonine, the right-hander, comes home, and the pitch to Wilson is taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. Bonine throws the pitch. Wilson takes down low. 1-1. Outfield playing straight away to Wilson. Infield back. At third is Weed. At second is Kendrick. And Lopez is at first. 1-1 the count. 2 men out. The pitch on the way comes up and in. And the count is 2-1 now to Wilson. A base hit here could tie the ball game up for the Quakes. 2-1 the count. 2 men out. Here's the pitch. Wilson swings and hits a high fly ball deep down the left field line. Into the corner goes Thayer. Into the corner, and Thayer crashed into the wall. And out of the dugout come half the Storm bench. He did not come up with it because there's been no call from the umpires either way. And right now Jason Hossinger, the trainer, is going out to left field to talk with Thayer. He ran out of our sight here in the corner down the left field line in foul territory, and he looks like he may have banged up his knee. Rick Renteria is out there to talk with him, and it looks like it might have been his right knee. No telling if he crashed into the wall or if he slid, but right now many of the Storm came out of the dugout to get a look as to what Thayer did, and right now he is doing some practice jogging in the outfield to see if he is okay. And now looking at the replay on the video board out in right center field, he went tumbling into the wall, and it is a cement wall, a very high cement structure, and there is no padding down there, and Thayer went crashing into it. So a very long strike to Bobby Wilson. And the count is 2-2. Bobby Wilson, 1 for 2 this year with a couple of RBIs with the bases loaded. Or actually, I'm sorry, I read the wrong stat. He has a couple of RBIs. He is 1 for 3 with the bases loaded and 2 RBIs. Next pitch, Wilson swings, drives that one, left center field. That's a base hit. Scoring is Weed. Here comes Kendrick. He will score. To third base goes Lopez, and Bobby Wilson has tied the ball game up with a 2-run single to left center field. It is now 5-5. He is now 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs with the bases loaded. And the Quakes have scored 4 runs in the inning. And all 4 of these runs, and all 5 so far they have scored, are charged to Thompson. And Thompson is still responsible for Lopez out on the base paths. Now Matt Brown, the batter. And Brown is the 9th man up in the inning for the Quakes. Here's the pitch on the way from Bonine, and it is inside, and the count 1-0. Brown walked and scored in the second. He struck out swinging in the third. 5-5 the score here in the top half of the fourth. Bonine throws the next pitch, a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. 2 men out here in the top half of the fourth, 5-5. The Quakes have scored 4 times in this inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a foul. Back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brown. Brown steps out of the box, adjusts his batting gloves. At third base is Lopez, Wilson at first. Pauly, who led off the inning, he reached on an error, is on deck. 2-1 the count, 2 men out. Now Bonine throws the pitch, and Brown swings, and he pulls that one down the left field line, a base hit. Scoring from third is Lopez. Wilson stops at second, and it is a 6-5 Quakes lead. They have scored 5 times here in the top of the fourth, and they have, not only have they batted around now, as Pauly comes to the plate, he's the 10th man up. All the runs are charged to Thompson. Well, last night it was the Storm sending 10 men to the plate in the 7th inning. Here is Matt Pauly. He takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. 6-5 Quakes, top of the fourth. A 5-run top of the inning. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball from Bonine, low and away. One ball, 1 strike to count to Pauly. Pauly is 0 for 2. Here's the 1-1 on the way. He swings and fouls this one off to the left and out of play. One ball and 2 strikes. From second is Wilson, Brown at first. Bonine to the glove. A look back at second. He throws home, and the 1-2 on the way, up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The line on Thompson tonight, 3 2/3 innings. He gives up 6 runs on the night. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Pauly swings and misses, and he strikes out. He went chasing that one up and away, and the inning is over. The Quakes, though, in the inning, score 5 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is now 6-5 Quakes.
LML L Towing Service, a towing company serving the entire area with friendly, fair, and prompt response. Use L&L Towing Service for all your cars and trucks 24 hours a day. Your friends at L&L Towing Service are experts in all phases of towing and recovery, anytime, anywhere. From lockouts and jump starts to your most demanding towing needs, remember L&L Towing Service. They also provide impound towing and carry gas on all calls. Give them a call at 1-800-564-1116 or 627-9031.
Pressed for time? Gotta get something good for the family and real quick? Think Chipotle. For gourmet meals on the run, Chipotle Mexican Grill is famous for their huge portions. Plus, it's fresh. Fresh gourmet burritos and tacos prepared the way you like it. Nothing processed or frozen. Plus, their recipes are created by a classically trained chef. No, not that type of classical, but it will be music to your mouth when you bite into a Chipotle burrito stuffed with 17 different ingredients and marinated in their famous Chipotle adobo sauce. And for those of you who like to eat healthy, skip the tortilla and have a burrito bowl because they get fresh veggies delivered every day. Add some lettuce and homemade guacamole, and you've got a salad fiesta. Chipotle has a brand new location in Norco, or for one nearest you, visit their website at chipotle.com. Chipotle, where their burritos let you cover all 4 food groups in one single bite, and fast food that is not only healthy and fresh, but you can eat it with your hands. Chipotle, now open in Norco, on Hamner between 1st and 2nd Street, or find a location nearest you at chipotle.com. That's Chipotle, CHIPOTLE.com.
Quakes now lead at 6-5 as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Quakes with 5 runs in the 4th. Scoreboard still has them out here with 4 runs as Alan Buckley throws home, and the first pitch to Drew Macias is outside, 1-0. John Toledo warming up in the pen. Here's the 1-0 on the way, swinging a ground ball, backhanded and off the arm of Kendrick. He stays with it. He throws over to first. It is not in time, and that is a base hit for Macias. Here is Fernando Valenzuela Jr. That is one that Kendrick will probably tell you that he should have had, although it was to the right of the second base bag and to his backhand side. Here is Valenzuela Jr., a turn and a throwback over to first, and back safely is Macias. So Macias on with the infield hit here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Buckley to the glove. Now he pauses at the belt. He throws home in the pitch, and Valenzuela takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Nighttime is settled in here at Lake Elsinore. 5-5 the score. Or 6-5. The Quakes lead it here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Toledo will pitch in the 5th. The 0-1 on the way, and Valenzuela takes inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Buckley pitched to one batter, and that was Ramos. Got him to hit into a fielder's choice. Ending the 3rd, he relieved Torres. A turn and a throwback over to first, and back safely is Macias. Lopez holding him on. A clear night and a cold one here at Lake Elsinore. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And now time is called. Looking out to left field beyond the message board, there is a shopping plaza. That is what you would consider at street level. This ballpark is dug down underneath the ground. The 1-1 on the way, swung on, and Valenzuela pokes that one foul beyond the third base bag and down the left field line. And the count to Valenzuela is 1-2. And you can watch the traffic on the 15 freeway, the same freeway the Quakes take to come on down here to Lake Elsinore. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner from first. Now Buckley throws. The 1-2 on the way is swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Valenzuela is out on strikes. 1 man out. Here is Brett Bonvecchio. Bonvecchio walked and scored in the first. and he grounded to short in the second inning. 6-5 Quakes here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. The Quakes trailed at one point 5-1. One out, runner bluffs at first. It's a pitch out, and holding is Macias. Torres went 2 2/3. Now a look in by Buckley, and he pauses from the belt. Here's the pitch. Runner leads, and the pitch is swung on and hit to left field. Polly going back and now over near the line, onto the warning track, reaches back behind him, and he makes the catch. And retrieving back to first base is Macias. A long way to go for Polly in straightaway left field, and he ran over near the Cold Stone Creamery advertisement. It is the first advertisement inside the foul pole down the left field line, and Polly, once he drifted onto the warning track, reached back and behind him to his left, as if he overran the ball there for a moment. 2 men out for Michael Johnson. Johnson with a 3-run home run in the first. He grounded to short in the third. The pitch on the way. Johnson with a check swing flare out to left field and a base hit. Around second and stopping there is Macias. First and second now and 2 out for the Storm. Here is Brian Bergamy. Bergamy grounded to short, and he grounded to second. He grounded to short in the first and grounded to second in the third. 6-5 Quakes, bottom half of the fourth. And Buckley stares in from the stretch. He pauses at the belt and throws home in the pitch, and Bergamy swings and fouls this one back to the screen. And the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. Buckley steps off of the rubber. Now he's back on. He goes to the glove. A look back at second. Here's the 0-1 on the way, and it's low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Bergamy. Buckley inherited 2 runners in the third. He did not allow anyone to score. But now he has 2 of his own runners on base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men out. And the pitch on the way. Low and inside, it goes to the backstop, skips right back to Bobby Wilson, and the runners will move up. Wild pitch, charge to Buckley. Runners are at second and third now. Brian Bergamy with a 2-1 count. That ball skipped right off of the cement backstop behind the plate and right back to Wilson. He did not have to go chasing it. Now the pitch, Bergamy swings and tops it past Lopez at first. He tried to Olay it, and this is going to score 2 runs. On his way to second and making it safely is Bergamy as Weed came up throwing in right. 2 runs are in. An error is charged to Lopez. Those are 2 unearned runs, and Bergamy is at second base after the error. Macias scores, and so does Johnson on the play. It is 7-6 Lake Elsinore. Here is Andres Pagan. Pagan singled and scored in the third as he takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. Lopez came up, and the left-handed first baseman with his right glove just kind of swiped at the ball. It was to his right. He did not get in front of that ball, and he tried to swipe at it in stride and couldn't get it. The next pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. 2 men out. Bergamy from second base. A look back at second, and Buckley throws home the 1-1. Swinging a broken bat, liner right to third base. Run down by Brown on the dirt. The barrel of the bat lands behind the third base bag. The inning is over. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, a man left on base. We head to the 5th. Lake Elsinore back in front, 7-6.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you gotta shoot me some down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 4 GameWorks passes, and 2 Cold Stone Creamery ice creams with the purchase of 2 ice creams, all for just $38. The Charter Media Family Fun Pack is available from April 15th, May 20th, June 10th, July 15th, and August 26th games at the Epicenter. To purchase your Friday Family Fun Pack, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
Heading to the top half of the 5th inning, it is 7-6. Lake Elsinore leading the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Jason Anaforian with you. Our studio engineers are John and Josh Souter tonight. Sugden will lead it off. Here in the top half of the 5th, Lake Elsinore has scored in every inning. The big inning for the Quakes was a 5-run top half of the 4th. And the Quakes had taken a 6-5 lead, and then 2 runs scoring on the Lopez Air in the bottom of the 4th. Here is the pitch to Sugden, and it is taken down low and the count is 1-0. Sugden hit by a pitch in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 4th. Here's the 1-0 on the way. Sugden swings, hits that one to the left of the mound, and back into center field, a base hit. Sugden aboard with a leadoff single. That is the 6th hit of the night for the Quakes. Quakes baseball tonight on the radio is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Why waste your time searching through countless travel websites when Southwest.com can take care of all of your travel needs? Flights, car rentals, hotels, even cruises. You'll find it all at Southwest.com. A turn and a throwback over to first, and Sugden is back. John Toledo, more than likely, he'll be in the bottom of the 5th inning. He is continuing to warm up and is heavy into his warm-up process. Bonine throws home. Devin Day shows bunt. He pulls back and takes a fastball that rides inside, and the count 1-0. Day singled in a run in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th. Right-handed hitter at the plate. 7-6 Lake Elsinore, and Sugden, with good speed, leads away from first. Bonvecchio, the third baseman, in on the grass. A turn and a throwback over, and Johnson, holding on Sugden at first, makes the catch. Sugden is back standing. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Thompson, a high set, he throws the 1-0, and Day bunts this one up along the first baseline, and it rolls foul. Well, the ability to get the bunt down is so crucial. The coaches were having this conversation after Saturday's ball game, in which the Quakes were unable to execute a bunt at Lancaster, and they were talking about even the power hitters at this level. When you use and look at a guy like a Dallas McPherson who lit up the minor leagues in his time, and when he got to the major leagues, he's a 7th place hitter at best. in Socha's lineup. And you're going to be called upon to bunt. Now Day shows bunt, pulls back, and takes up high, 2-1. And that ball players are going to be required, not just the Ibars and the Willets and the B.J. Weeds and the Howie Kendricks and guys that are designed to get on base, but the guys that, even if you're a power hitter, you have to be able to bunt. The 2-1 on the way, swung on and fouled back to the screen, 2-2. Ty Boykin was saying that the Angels, they have a quota in their minor league system, and the game situations will present themselves even for the starters and even for the big cleanup hitters. They've got to lay down successfully 5 sacrifice bunts. The 2-2 on the way. Day checks his swing, and the pitch is in the dirt. Day holds up, or no, he does not hold up. He is rung up. Beg your pardon, by plate umpire Dixon Sturman. He made the call on Day, and he is out on strikes. So Day unable to move Sugden along. And Boykin was talking about the limited opportunities he has to hit and run with this ball club right now. And that when the hit and run is put on, his scenario is, at worst case scenario with a runner at first, a hit and run. Here is B.J. Weed, switch hitter batting left-handed, takes outside, and the count 1-0. Worst case scenario is runners at first and third. They're looking to get one in the gap and score a run. Now here is Weed at the plate, Sugden away from first. We'll see if they put on a hit and run here. And now time is called. Matt Pauley had a good sacrifice bunt in the ball game last night. One ball, no strikes. Turn and a throwback to first. Sugden was leaning the wrong way, and he just gets back. 1-0. Weed struck out looking in the second, reached on an error, and scored in the fourth. 7-6 Lake Elsinore. We're in the top half of the fifth. Now Bonine is set. Another throwback over to first, and Sugden is back. One ball, no strikes. Sugden away from first, held on by Johnson. And now time is called again. Bonine steps off of the rubber. 1-0 the count. Sugden away from first. Here's the pitch on the way. Weed swings, and he softly hits a line drive to Ramos at second. Ramos goes up the ladder and leaps and makes the catch on the edge of the outfield grass. Sugden never got off the bag, and he holds it first. 2 men out. Here is Howie Kendrick at the plate. Now's a situation where you might see Boykin put on the hit and run with Kendrick, a good contact hitter at the plate. Sugden, who runs well away from first. 2 men out, top of the fifth inning. Bonine throws. There goes Sugden, hit and run, swinging a foul back to the screen. And the count 0-1. James Rowson was talking about the hit and run. And although the Angels' philosophy is to be aggressive at the major league level and to be aggressive on the base paths on down, you can only go with you can only hit and run with what you have at the plate. And if you don't have the right combination, then you're not going to see it. 0-1 the count, 2 men out. Sugden from first and a throwback over. And in theory, the Angels, and we saw it last year, just extremely aggressive base running put on by the Quakes last season. And that is what the Angels preach in their farm system. But even at this level, next pitch is swung on and missed. And the count is now 0-2 to Howie Kendrick, a changeup in the dirt. 0-2 the count. But even at this level, you still might not see aggressive base running. And it all depends upon other precedents in guys in their game. What you have to do and what you have to build up first. At Orem and at Cedar Rapids, you'll probably see less of the hit and run. The 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Sugden goes. The pitch is taken for a ball, and Sugden makes it safely to second with a stolen base. And right there, with a man with good speed in Sugden, even if there is no contact or if it's an off-speed pitch, the confidence that the runner will make it to second base, well, then you send him. And Sugden, his second stolen base of the season. 1-2, 2 men out. Now a base hit can tie this ball game up. 7-6 Lake Elsinore, top of the fifth. The 1-2 on the way. Kendrick swings and rolls it off the fist of the bat along the first baseline, and it goes foul at the very last moment. That ball was fair about 2/3 of the way up the line, and just as it got to the dirt cutout, it rolled foul. 1-2 the count to Howie Kendrick here in the top half of the fifth. 7-6 Lake Elsinore. Eddie Bonine grabs the rosin, throws it back down at the back of the mound. Now he sets himself from the stretch, holds the ball in his right hand, glove up near the letters. Away from second is Sugden. Bonine looks in, now he looks back at second. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Kendrick swings and rolls it to short. Siriaco fields it cleanly. A throw over to first in time to get Kendrick. The inning is over. One hit, one left on for the Quakes. We head to the bottom of the fifth. It is 7-6 Lake Elsinore.
You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
Remember when business is done with a smile and a handshake? Well, at Ontario Discount Floors, we remember. That's why we treat our customers like friends. We call you by name and make buying flooring simple. Most of us are on a budget, and that's why we offer the lowest prices in the business. Visit our showroom and see all the latest styles, including porcelain, marble, granite, ceramic, and the authentic Mexican tile, Porcelanite. Ontario Discount Floors. Stop by 1310 West Holt Boulevard or call 1-800-575-3519.
Thinking of buying a home or refinancing? At Real Property Mortgage and Investment, we know what it takes to meet all of your home loan needs. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're refinancing, our creative loan consultants offer the best terms and unsurpassed professional service. We ensure you get the loan that best fits your needs. Again, fans, we're Real Property Mortgage and Investment in Rancho, Cucamonga, and we do deals others can't touch. See us online at realpropertymortgage.com. Se habla español.
Marissa! Let's go! You are not missing school again. All right, then. Hit it. I know you can hear this. Cut that noise, yo! I'm coming! Took you long enough.
Hey, whatever it takes. Don't let your friends drop out. For more ways to help, go to OperationGraduation.com. A public service message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
As we move down into the bottom half of the fifth inning, the score is 7-6 Lake Elsinore. And John Toledo has come in to pitch this ball game for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Alan Buckley pitches an inning and a third. He gives up 2 runs, none of them earned, on 2 hits, and he strikes out a batter. And Toledo, the third pitcher of the night for the Quakes, as Torres went the first 2 2/3. Rancho trails 7-6 here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And it'll be Matt Thayer to lead it off in the bottom of the fifth against Toledo. And Toledo deals the first pitch outside, and the count is 1-0. Now, for Toledo, he is coming off of 2 pretty good, solid outings in a row. Toledo struck out 9 his last time. Next pitch is outside, 2-0. He did not make it out of the fifth inning. And his last appearance was against these Lake Elsinore Storm. Next pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 2-1. Toledo, he struck out 9 hitters, and he gave up 2 runs, both earned in 4 1/3 innings. The 2-1 on the way, swung on and a broken bat fister down the right field line and foul. And the count is 2-2. And in that ball game, Toledo gave way in the fifth inning to Aaron McKenzie. He had a double play that he was the beneficiary of in the fifth. The Quakes in that ball game against Lake Elsinore went on to lose it 7-4, although Toledo had himself a pretty good outing that night. He comes into the ball game with a 1-1 record. and this is his fourth pitching appearance. He has started 2 of his 4 appearances, and Toledo has pitched 16 innings, given up 19 hits. The 2-2 on the way is up high, and the count is 3-2. 19 hits, 7 runs all earned, 1 home run. He has walked 2 and struck out 10. Thayer on the evening with a walk and a single. Next pitch swung on, and a high fly ball lifted foul off to the right and down the line, and the count is 3-2. Buckley pitched an inning and 2/3. As we told you, 2 runs, they were not earned as Lopez made the 2-out error. The 3-2 on the way, and the pitch is swung on and hit past the diving Kendrick and on into right field and a base hit. So Thayer has been aboard all 3 times tonight. And a leadoff single here in the 5th for the Storm. That'll bring up Juan Siriaco. Siriaco walked in the 2nd, singled in a run in the 3rd. In on the grass now is Matt Brown. He is at third base. Toledo throws home. Siriaco runs up to bunt it. A very poor bunt attempt, and it's bunted foul back to the screen. And the count is 0-1. When you come out and see some of the early work that goes on with these ball players, the Storm just the other day practicing the bunting early on, and they had the bunt machine out there, and Rick Renteria was standing in a position right where he wanted his hitters to bunt the ball to him. 1 strike, a runner away from first, and a bunt out in front of the plate. It's picked up by Wilson. He's going to go to second, and the throw pulls Wood off the bag, and everybody is safe. He tried to go the long way. And an error on the catcher, a sacrifice, no E. So a straight sacrifice. Up here you can play sign language, and depending upon what press box you're in the California League, it's a different set of signs each night. First and second now, after it's ruled a straight sacrifice. Here is Peter Ramos. And Ramos bunts this one up the first base side. It is gloved by Lopez. He'll turn and throw back low to Kendrick, and it's in time to get him. And it gets Ramos out. And Ramos' sacrifice goes 3-4. So the lead runner is to third base. Siriaco to second. And here is Drew Macias. Runners from second and third, 1 out. The Quakes with the infield in. The pitch is low. It is kept in front of him by Brown. And the count 1-0. Macias flied out to right in the first, grounded to second in the second, had an infield hit and scored in the fourth. Now Toledo looks back at second. He throws home, the 1-0 on the way, and it is outside. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Infield brought in here for the Quakes. Toledo pauses at the belt. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch on the way. And Macias with a big swing and a miss. Wilson snap throw down to third, and just back safely is Thayer, the lead runner. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. Now Toledo looks over at third, back at second. The 2-1 on the way, down low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Outfield playing straight away. Polly in left, somewhat shallow. Sugden straight away in center. 3-1 the count. Toledo checks the runners. Here's the next pitch. check swing, and it's taken for a strike to Macias, and the count is full at 3-2. Three balls, two strikes, one man out here in the bottom half of the fifth. Now Toledo pauses at the belt. A look over at third. Here's the 3-2 on the way, and it is up high, ball four, and he walked him. Bases loaded for Fernando Valenzuela, a junior. Singleton scored in the first, hit by a pitch in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. The middle infielders will be back. At third base, Thayer, Sirianco at second, and Macias at first. One out. Now Toledo, a long pause at the belt, a look back at second base, and the pitch on the way, and Valenzuela swings, and he hits a fister foul behind the on-deck circle, back up into the seats, and the count is 0-1. No balls, one strike, one man out. Here's the pitch on the way, and it is off to play. 1-1. 7-6 Lake Elsinore. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. And a key situation in this ball game. One ball, one strike, one man out. Here's the pitch on the way, and it is taken for a strike, and the count is 1-2. This ball game has gone back and forth in the early innings. And now we reach the bottom of the fifth. And Lake Elsinore has scored every time, every inning thus far. 1-2 the count. Toledo throws home the pitch. Swinging a pop-up on the infield, and it's going to be caught by Wilson Wright at home plate. And, he caught that ball a step in front of the plate. So Toledo ran in a changeup that Valenzuela popped up off the fist. And Wilson made the catch in fair territory. A big out there. The runners hold. And Brett Bonvecchio coming up. Bonvecchio 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored in the first. Here's the pitch, and Bonvecchio takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Toledo back up on the mound. This could be a key inning if Toledo can get out of it here. Now time is called, and the plate umpire Dixon Sturman comes out from behind the plate to dust off home plate. No balls, one strike, two men out. Toledo is set. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Inside. One ball and one strike. 7-6 the score here. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a broken bat pop-up to third base. Brown is going to get there to make the catch on the infield grass. The barrel of the bat, it was broken right at the handles, landed out by second. The inning is over, and Toledo pitches out of the bases-loaded jam here in the fifth. And for the first time tonight, the Storm are kept off the board. We head to the sixth. It is 7-6 Lake Elsinore.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho, Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
It's good to play together on the diamond, but it's even better to play together on your Xbox. When the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox, the official gaming console of the 2005 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. With several new games for the whole family, online play with Xbox Live, and a new low price of $149. What better time than now to visit your local gaming retailer and pick up your very own Xbox? Xbox now more than ever, it's good to play together.
Well, we move down to the sixth inning, top of the sixth inning tonight here at the Diamond. And the Storm have gone to their bullpen as Eddie Bonine pitched an inning in the third. He did not give up any runs, although he gave up inherited runs. But Bonine gave up no runs, 3 hits, and he struck out 2 on the night. As they go to the bullpen, and the Storm, with a new pitcher, it's Wilmer Villatoro, normally used in late inning situations. And Villatoro is coming in here in the top half of the sixth inning. Remember, this has been a taxed bullpen for Lake Elsinore. And at the plate right now is Brandon Wood. Lake Elsinore bullpen, let's see, so far they've gotten 4 2/3 innings from their starters in the series. The pitch to Wood, swinging a high, pop-up foul territory behind the screen, and this one's going to land 6 rows up into the seats. Hit that one just off to the side of the Quakes on deck circle. No balls and 1 strike to count to Brandon Wood. Brandon Wood struck out swinging in the first, doubled in the third, and popped out to second in the 4th inning. Villatoro from the stretch, the right-hander throws, and the pitch on the way is taken for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Wood. Villatoro on the year 1-0. This is his 10th game, an ERA of 3. He's given up 3 earned runs, 5 runs total in 9 innings pitched. He has walked 6, struck out 12. Wood swings at a high fastball and pops it up to left center field. Thayer is over in the alley, and he puts it away in the gap for the out. Wood is now 1 for 4. Here comes Baltazar Lopez. Popped out to second in the first, struck out looking in the third, walked and scored in the 4th. And he also had an RBI because it was a bases-loaded walk in the 4th, and he has committed a key error in the ballgame right now in the field. That is the difference in this one. 7-6 Lake Elsinore, top of the 6th. And Villatoro throws, and the pitch on the way, swung on and tipped into the glove of Pagan. The count is no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. 1 man out. Now Villatoro throws the pitch. A strike taken on the inside corner, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Top of the 6th. Villatoro, a high set. Now the 0-2 on the way. A swing and a miss, and out on strikes is Lopez. 2 men out in the inning, and Bobby Wilson is coming up. Quakes baseball tonight on the radio and all season long is being brought to you by Sprint PCS. Bring your ticket stub into any local Sprint store and save an extra $30 when you activate a new line of service. That's bring your Quakes ticket stub into any local Sprint store. Sprint PCS, the official wireless partner of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. First pitch to Bobby Wilson is swung on and checked foul. Actually, it's a check swing foul at the plate, and the count is 0-1. So, Quake fans, if you bring a Quakes ticket stub into any local Sprint PCS store, you'll save an extra $30 when you activate a new line of service. Not a bad deal there. 0-1 the count to Wilson. Here's the pitch on the way, and that one goes back behind his head and to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, Dixon Sturman got a new ball, and he fired it back out to the mound to Villatoro. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men out. Here's the pitch. Swinging a hard-hit grounder right to short. Siriaco goes down to Anita Field. He throws low to first. In time to get Wilson. The inning is over. Villatoro retires the side out in order in the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It is 7-6, Lake Elsinore.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by SoCal Sportswear in Downey. SoCal Sportswear is the official provider for the ABA's Ontario Warriors, for the LA Sparks, and for Long Beach State as well. Your high school or college will enjoy all-star workmanship at all-star prices. Call 562-923-0909. That's 562-923-0909. SoCal Sportswear in Downey will put your name or logo on any type of hat, visor, tank, T-shirt, short, jacket, you name it. SoCal Sportswear in Downey. When you want it done right the first time, 562-923-0909.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball on KWRM 1370.
7-6 in favor of the Lake Elsinore Storm. As we move along here into the bottom half of the 6th inning, Michael Johnson will lead it off. Jason Anaforian with you tonight from the Diamond. There has been a scoring clarification to the play in the 5th inning. Here is Michael Johnson to face John Toledo. First pitch swinging, and it is swung on and tipped into the glove of Bobby Wilson, and the count is 0-1. Bobby Wilson on the bunt by Siriaco. Siriaco is given credit for a sacrifice. Here's the next pitch, and it is outside. 1-1 the count. Siriaco is given credit for a sacrifice, and Wilson is going to be charged with a throwing error on the throw that went wide to Wood at short. Next pitch comes inside, 2-1. We just got some clarification on that here in the booth. So it is a sacrifice for Siriaco, and the Quakes now with their second error of the night. Next pitch is swung on and chopped foul back to the screen. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So an E2. And the other error the Quakes committed was in the 4th inning. That was Lopez's error. 2-2 the count to Johnson. He is 2 for 3. Next pitch is down low from Toledo. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 7-6 Lake Elsinore leading Rancho here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Here's the windup by Toledo and the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Johnson is out on strikes. 1 man out, and that'll bring up Brian Bergamy. Fans, Best Western makes it easy to catch all the Quakes action this season. Stay at any Best Western in California, Hawaii, or Nevada, and you'll earn a free limited edition bobblehead doll and save up to 25% off on your room. Here is the pitch to Brian Bergamy, and it is inside 1-0. From now until May 15th, when you sign up for the Best Western baseball rate and stay at a participating Best Western hotel, you'll receive an Eric Gagne bobblehead doll. Next pitch comes up and in at the count 1-1. It's an Eric Gagne bobblehead in his Las Vegas 51's AAA uniform. Other upcoming dolls include Frankie Rodriguez. The pitch is swung on and fouled off to the screen at the count 1-2. Frankie Rodriguez in his Rancho Cucamonga Quakes uniform. Barry Zito in his Sacramento River Cats jersey. And Keith Folk in his San Jose Giants uniform. The 1-2 on the way comes inside to Burgundy in the count 2-2. For more details, log on to TravelBestWestern.com. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Here is the windup and the 2-2 on the way. Swinging a line shot foul down the left field line. And the count is 2-2. Adrian Beltre is also another player featured. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Burgundy takes low and inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Best Western, a proud sponsor of Quakes baseball on the radio. 3-2 on the way, comes inside, ball 4, and Burgundy is aboard with the walk. 1 out walk. Here is Andres Pagan at the plate. Andres Pagan fly to center in the second, and he singled and scored in the third. Toledo throws home, and the pitch to Pagan is down low. It is blocked by Wilson. And the count is 1-0. Bottom of the 6th inning, 7-6, Lake Elsinore leads it. Toledo so far has walked 2 and struck out 1. Now time is called. 1-0. Next pitch on the way. Swinging a line shot right back to Toledo. He gloves it on the fly and throws over to first, and they've got Burgundy doubled off. When Toledo followed through, that ball found his glove about thigh height, and once he caught it, Burgundy had no chance. 1 walk, nobody left on. We head to the 7th. It is 7-6, Lake Elsinore.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my, son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. Different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guest list register in advance and quantities are limited.
Fans, remember, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, we'll be on the air here from the Diamond. 6 o'clock tomorrow is the starting time for the ball game. Make your plans to be with us. And we'll have that game for you right here on KWRM 1370 and along the internet at rcquakes.com. 6 o'clock tomorrow, Javier Martinez for the Storm, and on the mound for the Quakes will be James Holcomb. Here is Matt Brown to lead it off against Wilmer Villatoro. Villatoro pitched a 1-2-3 top of the 6th. 7-6, Rancho leads it. Brown has walked in the second. He scored, struck out swinging in the third, and then he also singled, and that knocked in a run in the fourth. So Villatoro with a high set, and he deals home in the pitch, and Brown swings and rolls it right to, or hits a hard shopper, knocked down at short by Siriaco, and then he throws this one over the head of Johnson and to the retaining wall, and safe at first is Brown. An error charged to Siriaco on the throw. Siriaco airmailed that ball to Johnson at first. It would have been a bang-bang play, but Siriaco had the ball. It was hit hard right to him. He knocked it down, and then, as we have seen, if there is a downfall in his defense, it is when he feels that it's when he has to rush a throw, simply. I mean, you put some pressure on the guy right now, and there's no telling where the ball's going to go. Pauly bunts this one foul at the plate as the pitch comes inside, and it looked like that may have caught a piece of Pagan. And Pauly bunted at that ball. It was a rather high pitch, and Pagan was coming out of his crouch because the ball from Villatoro was coming up high. And I don't know if that ball clipped Villatoro on the foul. The count is 0-1. And right now, Jason Hossinger, the Lake Elsinore trainer, is out to talk with Pauly, or is out to talk with Pagan. So Pagan is fine. Brown is at first. One strike the count to Pauly. Pauly 0 for 3. He reached on an error and scored in the fourth. And now Villatoro looks back over at first. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Pauly bunts this one up the third base side. It's picked up by Von Vecchio. He's going to throw over to first in time to get Pauly. The sacrifice goes 5-3. Down to second base goes Brown. So the second consecutive night, Pauly has laid down a sacrifice bunt. One man out. Coming up is Jason Sugden. Quakes baseball tonight on the radio is brought to you in part by Romano's Macaroni Grill. Right down the street from the epicenter on Foothill Boulevard, open 7 days a week. Visit Romano's Macaroni Grill, a proud sponsor of Quakes baseball on the radio. Here's the pitch to Jason Sugden, and it is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Sugden hit by a pitch in the second, singled and scored in the fourth, singled to center in the fifth. He is 2 for 2 on the night. 7-6 Lake Elsinore, top of the seventh inning. As Villatoro throws home, Sugden swings and hits a fister foul. This one is back up into the seats behind the third base on deck circle. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now with the runner in scoring position, the Quakes trying to get that run home. Potential tie-in run there. Villatoro throws home. Sugden takes up high. 2 balls and a strike to Jason Sugden. All of a sudden, since the fourth inning, both clubs have been held scoreless. And it is 7-6, Lake Elsinore, top of the seventh. 2-1. The pitch to Sugden. He swings and lifts a foul ball. Off to the left, it hits up on the roof above the concourse and then rolls back out of the ballpark. Two balls and 2 strikes the count. Away from second base is Brown. Sugden, switch hitter from the left side of the plate. Villatoro is set. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Sugden swings and fights this one off down the left field line, but it's going to land foul. It hits back up on the tarp along the left field line and then bounces back out into the field of play. 2-2, says Jason Sugden. We told you that the Lake Elsinore bullpen has just pitched the Lake Elsinore starters have combined right now for only 4 1/3 innings, or 4 2/3 innings in the 2 games so far. The 2-2 on the way is up high, 3-2, and so this bullpen has been used heavily. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Top of the 7th inning. It is 7-6 Lake Elsinore. But the Quakes with the tying run at second base and the man of Matt Brown. Outfield is shaded Sugden towards left center, or shaded him to left. The pitch is down low, ball 4, and he walks. The right field here at the Diamond plays a lot like the right field at SBC Park in San Francisco. Here is Devin Day, a very short right field porch. And the right fielder doesn't have to play too far to the line, but this wall, though, runs more parallel with the field, like the Green Monster at Fenway. Here is the pitch to Devin Day, and he takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. So the center fielder, although will be in charge of the right center gap as well, and if the ball is hit out there, really, it's left field. You've got to make sure that you can cover your ground on. The next pitch to Day, the right-hander, comes inside, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Day singled in a run in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth, struck out swinging in the fifth. 1-1 the count. Now Villatoro throws home in the pitch, and Day swings and hits a foul ball off to the right, and that ball hits off of the suite and back down onto the field, or back down onto the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So it's come down now again to a battle of the bullpens. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Devin Day. Villatoro throws home the 1-2 check swing, hot shot that skips right back up the seats and beyond the on-deck circle, and that ball really just, it took off, and it landed a good 15 rows up the seats. Here at the Diamond, where the on-deck circle is, there really could be another section of backstop, but there is not. The 1-2 on the way. Day swings and hits that one into right center field. That's a base hit. It splits the outfielders and goes all the way to the wall. Scoring is Brown. Sugden being waved around third. There will be no throw. And in at second is Day with a double and 2 runs batted in, and the Quakes have grabbed an 8-7 lead. And for Devin Day, it's his 3rd RBI of the night, his 2nd hit, and he has come up clutch. Here's B.J. Weed. B.J. Weed is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Weed swings and lifts a high fly ball foul to the opposite side of the field, and it's back up on the roof and then rolls down below to the seats. There is a roof that covers the concourse, an open concourse here at the Diamond. No balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. Here's the pitch on the way, inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two runs in for the Quakes. They lead it 8-7 here in the top of the 7th. Villatoro is set. The 1-1. Wade swings and fouls it back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Villatoro, a high set. He throws home the 1-2 on the way. Weed swings and he chops it foul right off of his back left leg, and that ball rolls up along the third baseline. And foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quakes baseball on the radio tonight is sponsored in part by Chipotle. All Chipotle burritos start with cilantro lime rice on a huge warm tortilla. Customers then select from whole black or pinto beans, grilled or braised meats marinated in a Chipotle chili adobo sauce, freshly grilled vegetables, freshly made guacamole, aged shredded cheese, sour cream, chopped romaine lettuce, and 4 salsas. Chipotle, a proud sponsor of Quakes baseball on the radio. 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. A high fastball. Weed is out on strikes for the second out of the inning. 2 men away, and Howie Kendrick is coming up. Quakes baseball on the radio tonight, brought to you by Xbox. Now retailing for only $149.99 at a gaming or consumer electronics store near you. Xbox. Now more than ever, it's good to play together. Here is Kendrick, and it hits him in the back. And Kendrick flips the bat away and is going to walk up to first. That is the second time Kendrick has been hit by a pitch. He is 0 for 3. He has been on base twice now by way of the hit batsman. Brandon Wood coming up. I think it's frustrating. I think it's always frustrating for a hitter to be nailed with a pitch, but twice in one night. Here's Brandon Wood. He is 1 for 4. Doubled in the third. Villatoro throws. Wood takes inside. One ball, no strikes the count. From second is Day and Kendrick from first. The 1-0 on the way. High fastball swung on and missed. Boy, Villatoro brought it, registered at 91 miles an hour there on the radar gun. Count is even at 1-1. Villatoro is set, a high set. The 1-1 on the way. Swinging a high pop-up. On the infield, it's short Siriaco going back on the grass. He reaches off to his left to make the catch. The side is retired. But the Quakes take the lead on the 2-run Devin Day double. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, an error, a hit batsman, 2 men left on base. Stretch time at the ballpark, and the Quakes have regained an 8-7 lead.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
This Quakes broadcast is brought to you in part by York Employment Services, state-of-the-art service, old-fashioned values. By the Maintenance Consultant, giving the finishing touch. By R2 Graphics, to meet all of your professional needs. By L&L Towing Service, the company to know when you need a tow. And by Real Property Mortgage and Investment, ensuring clients' financial security and growth.
The bond between food and Pepsi is a storied tradition. It is a bond of respect and admiration.
I just know that when I come out of the piping hot oven covered in cheese and pepperoni, I'm a little disoriented. But then I see that beautiful blue and red and white eye gazing at me. I know I'm not alone.
A bond that says where there's a pizza and a Pepsi, things are going to be okay.
And that's when I knew who I was. I'm a pizza. And proud of it. You know, it's because of... Oh, thank you, Pepsi. It really, it meant a lot.
It's a bond of... Well, you say it, Mr. Pizza.
Love. I love you, Pepsi. I'm a pizza, and I love Pepsi. There, I said it.
Pepsi, food's good. Pepsi, it's the cola. This is the radio home of the Quakes. KWRM 1370.
Quakes lead at 8-7 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The 7th inning stretch tonight brought to you by Silverback Extreme. It has the essential balance of B vitamins as well as the necessary amino acids to keep you sharp and alert. Silverback Extreme, the evolution of the bad boy energy drink. Here is the first pitch to Matt Thayer from Jean Toledo. Toledo beginning his 3rd inning of work. He deals outside 1-0. Next pitch on the way, and Thayer swings and pops it up to shallow right. Kendrick at second going out near the line, and he will make the catch trekking into foul territory. Lopez, the first baseman, went out and gave way to Kendrick. Kendrick had the best angle on that ball. One man out for Juan Siriaco. Siriaco walked in the second, singled in a run in the third, and was given credit for a sacrifice in the fifth. One out, here's the pitch. Breaking ball from Toledo, taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. The windup by Toledo. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Down low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8-7. Quakes, bottom of the 7th inning. Next pitch is up and away. 2 balls and a strike. You know, there doesn't seem to be a pattern with John Toledo. I mean, Toledo, he struck out 9 his last outing, struck out just 1 so far. Next pitch swung on and hit foul back into the dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Siriaco. The best way to go along with a guy like Toledo is that he is certainly at that point where you're really still trying to find the consistency. He has a good sinker. When it's on, he can get a lot of ground balls. Next pitch is up high. Full count now to Siriaco. 3 balls, 2 strikes. But Toledo is at his best when he really relies on his fielders behind him. The 3-2 on the way, swinging a foul off to the right and out of play. Still a full count. The Quakes' entire pitching staff really can be classified that way, especially the starters. You don't have anybody that has the ability to overpower someone, although the next pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right. And this one again, up off the facing of the Sweets and bounces down below. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. I think, though, that when you look at a guy like Toledo, that is when he is at his best. Next pitch is up and away, ball 4, and he walked him. I say nobody has the ability to I shouldn't say that they don't have the ability. But at the first look at this starting rotation, we did see signs last night from Chris Hunter. He had for 6 innings, he had a very dominating performance. But nobody is the type of pitcher that's going to go out and you would think is going to strike out 15 every night. Here's the pitch to Peter Ramos. It is taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Ramos grounded to short in the first, singled in a run in the second, hit into a fielder's choice in the third, and laid down a sacrifice in the fifth. Next pitch is taken for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th inning, 1 man out, away from first is Siriaco. 8-7 Quakes. Toledo throws home. The 0-2 on the way is down low, and Wilson blocks it. 1-2 the count. Siriaco away from first base, held on by Lopez. The pitch, reached for and hit foul back to the screen. One and two. Toledo has walked 3 so far. He has struck out 1. One and two the count. Toledo throws the 1-2 on the way, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Swinging a chopper up the third base line and foul. Matt Brown at third backhands it in foul territory. And returning back to first base is Siriaco. Two balls, 2 strikes to count here to Ramos. Leo peers in from the stretch. A pause at the belt. The 2-2. Runner goes again. Swinging a little blooper out towards shallow right. Kendrick going out, reaches out, not going to get it. It hits off of the heel of his glove. Around second, heading to third with a head first slide, and out at third base is Siriaco. Weed came up with the ball. He picked up the ball after it hit off of Kendrick's glove and fired over to third to Brown. A base hit credited to Peter Ramos. And then Siriaco is out at third base, 9-5. And that right there is why you never give up on a play. Here's Drew Macias. The pitch is down low. And the count is 1-0. And that was a hit and run. I mean, Siriaco pulled up at second base. He did not run straight from first to third. Next pitch to Macias is swung on, pulled right to first. Lopez will step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. One hit, one walk, one left. We head to the eighth, and the Quakes are leading 8-7.
Hey, Dirtbags fans, it's the voice of the 49ers, Rob Bushka. Join Dirtbags skipper Mike Weathers and I live from Cerebello's in Long Beach for the Mike Weathers Show. Each Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30, we'll take your questions, and you can win tickets, Dirtbags merchandise, and more. The Mike Weathers Show, Wednesdays at 6:30 from Cerebello's in Long Beach, 4115 Viking Way. If you can't make the show, be sure to catch it here on KWRN 1370 AM and on the internet at longbeachstate.com.
Welcome to the Pepsi Theater Minute. Today, the story of Langusto and Pesto.
Ah, Langusto.
Oh, pesto.
Cacciatore, lasagna, gorgonzola.
Oh, linguini, la carbonara, calzone.
Scalupini, tortellini al pomodoro, bruschetta, prosciutto, ricotta. Pepsi.
Pepsi, cappellini, salame, pancetta, Pepsi, mortadella.
Calzone, Pepsi.
Pepsi, ravioli, scalupine, minestrone, prosciutto.
Pepsi e scalupine.
Linguini, cannelloni, maccheroni, gnocchi, gorgonzola.
Gorgonzola, Bologna.
Spaghetti.
Antipasti.
Parmigiano, provolone, mozzarella, Pepsi.
Langusto, calamari. Langusto, Pepsi.
Pepsi, food's good. Pepsi, it's the cola.
After 7 innings, we've had a pretty good one. We've had a little bit of everything so far in this ball game tonight, and the Quakes have an 8-7 lead as we head to the top half of the 8th inning. And Baltazar Lopez will lead it off for the Quakes. And Lopez, Wilson, and Brown will be due up here in the top half of the 8th inning. The Quakes have only held a lead for 1/2 inning prior to this one, and it was immediately tossed right back to the Storm. So here is Baltazar Lopez to lead it off. Lopez struck out swinging in the 6th. He is 0 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. First pitch swinging, grounds this one to short to the left of second base. Siriaco fields, and then he sets himself behind the bag and throws over to first to retire Lopez, and he is out number 1. The new Lake Elsinore pitcher is Paul Abraham. Villatoro pitches 2 innings, gives up 2 runs. Here's the pitch to Wilson, and it is taken on the outside corner for a strike, and the count is 0-1. None of them are earned. 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Next pitch is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. 8-7 Quakes here in the top of the 8th inning. Bobby Wilson with a big 2-out hit off of Eddie Bonine in the 4th. Abraham throws. The 0-2 is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The numbers on Abraham in 8 games, he has pitched 9 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. The 1-2 on the way, swung on and missed to Wilson, and he is out on strikes. 2 men out. Here is Matt Brown. Brown walked and scored in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 3rd, singled in a run in the 4th, reached on an error and scored in the 7th inning. 2 men out, bases empty, and Abraham from the stretch throws, and the right-hander deals a first pitch strike, and the count is 0-1. For Abraham, 8 games, he has walked 3, struck out 10, 1 wild pitch. The 0-1 on the way is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. Opponents hitting 152 against Abraham so far. His 1 save was against the Quakes. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men out. Abraham is set, and now he throws. The 1-2 up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Brown. 1 for 3 on the night with an RBI. Abraham deals the pitch. Brown swings, hits that one to center field, a base hit. And Brown is on with a 2-out single. Coming up to the plate will be Matt Pauley. Tonight, Quakes baseball is being brought to you in part by West Coast Auto Records. Auto Records. One man's trash is another man's treasure, especially true when it comes to auto parts. Before you spend a fortune, visit West Coast Auto Records. Here is the pitch to Matt Pauley, and it is swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. West Coast Auto Records, a proud sponsor of Quakes baseball on the radio. Pauley is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice. Reached on an error in the 4th. Big swing and a tapper over to second, and Ramos fields the high hop and throws over to first to get Pauley. The inning is over. 1 hit and a man left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning tonight at the Diamond. It is 8-7 Quakes.
You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
Network crashes, lost data, corrupt files. Computer problems can leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. So next time, call DNet Computers. We feature repairs, troubleshooting, internet expertise, network setup, hardware upgrades and supplies, as well as custom PCs built to order. We're committed to carrying only quality components, so you know what you buy is going to last. Find out more online at dnetcomputers.com. DNet Computers, building systems that deliver.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Nice floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you got shooting from down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 8-7 Quakes in front of the Storm. Cal League affiliates tonight. Class A affiliates of the Angels and the Padres. Both of these clubs affiliated and benefits with the Major League parent club nearby for both of these clubs. A huge benefit for both of them. The pitch to Valenzuela is on the inside corner for a strike from John Toledo. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Taken for a strike to Valenzuela, and the count is 0-2. Valenzuela singled and scored in the first. He was hit by a pitch in the second. Struck out swinging in the fourth and popped out to the catcher in the fifth. The 0-2 on the way is down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. 8 runs for the Quakes tonight. 7 hits, 2 errors. 7 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for the Storm. The 1-2, Valenzuela swings and lifts a fly ball to left center. Matt Polly is right there, and he'll make the catch for the out. 1 man out, Brett Bonvecchio coming up. Fans, we want to remind you about the upcoming homestand, and that also includes next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The Bakersfield Blaze will be in town. And that also includes the Monday Night Madness package. That's 2 hot dogs, 2 club tickets, 2 sodas, and 2 Cracker Jacks. I mean, that is an outstanding deal, all for just $12. Here is Brett Bonvecchio. He takes a first pitch strike, and the count is 0-1. Bonvecchio walked and scored in the first, grounded to short in the second, fly to left in the fourth, popped out to third in the fifth, takes the next pitch inside. Toledo is ready. He comes back. Here's the next pitch down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Toledo winds and throws the 2-1 on the way. Bonvecchio swings and fouls this one just off to the left. And that ball hit probably 2 windows over from us in the writing press area that's just off to our left. Hit off the facing of it and bounced down below. The 2-2 on the way. Bonvecchio takes inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here in a 1-run game, the thing you want to avoid is walking a man. The pitch, high, ball 4. Toledo has had 1 walk each inning. And a 1-out base runner, Michael Johnson, coming up. And Monday night against the Bakersfield Blaze, it'll be a Monday night, a Monday Madness package. On Wednesday, the homestand will wrap up. The 7th game of the homestand, remember, that's 1 week from tomorrow, and that's $1 hot dog night. Michael Johnson at the plate. First pitch, he takes at the knees for a strike. The count is 0-1. 8-7 Quakes, bottom of the 8th inning. Toledo so far 3 1/3 innings. He has not given up a run. Bonvecchio from first. The pitch inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Johnson with a 3-run home run in the first, pushing his RBI total up to 29. He swings at the 1-1 pitch and pops it up. Foul territory. This is going to make the seats behind the on-deck circle of the Storm and back into the crowd. 1 and 2. Tonight's attendance at the Diamond, 1,261. 1,261 tonight's attendance at the Diamond. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 man out. Now Toledo is set. Here's the pitch on the way. It is down low. Bonvecchio off the bag at first holds. To count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lopez holding on Bonvecchio. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Swinging a ground ball in the hole between first and second and into right field, a base hit. Around second is Bonvecchio. Weed comes up throwing. The throw is to third base on a hop. In there at third safely is Bonvecchio with a slide. And Johnson with a base hit. Runners are at first and third now for Lake Elsinore. Here is Brian Bergamy. Bergamy grounded to short in the first, grounded to second in the third, reached on an error in the fourth, and walked in the sixth. 8-7 Quakes. The infield at double play depth. Brown at third, back of the bag and off the line. Here is the pitch. swing and a pop-up off the bat of Burgamy on the infield. Third base side, Brown on the grass, coming over, and in fair territory, he reaches up and makes the catch. And the runners hold. 2 men out. Not a good at bat there by Burgamy. A key out there for Toledo. And here is Andres Pagan. Pagan flied to center in the second. Singled and scored in the third. Lined out to the pitcher. Lined out off of Toledo and into a double play ending the sixth. Here's the pitch to the plate. Swinging a chopper to third. Charged and gloved by Brown. From the lip of the grass. Throws over to first in time to retire the side. Inning over. And Toledo works himself out of the jam. 1 walk, 1 hit, 2 left. We head to the top half of the 9th inning. Sugden, Day, and Weed to bat. It is 8-7 Quakes.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
One of the most desired qualities on any team is speed. The same is true in the business world. If you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call R2 Graphics. From business stationery and brochures to digital color, you're sure to appreciate their quality, competitive prices, and fast turnaround. When every second counts, count on R2 Graphics. See them online at r2graphics.com. That's letter R, number 2, graphics.com. They're located in the Aero Business Park at 9047 Aero Route in Rancho, Cucamonga.
Do you have insects, rodents, or wildlife trying to live rent-free in your home? Then you need to call Pestmaster Services. Pestmaster features complete residential and commercial insect, rodent, termite, weed, and bird control. For a no-obligation estimate, give them a call. You'll find Pestmaster Services in your yellow pages under Pest Control. Ask about their integrated pest management program. It's a better way to control pests. Pestmaster Services. The right choice, right away.
Well, the Quakes could sure use an insurance run or two in this one as we head to the top of the 9th inning. 8-7 Rancho. As Abraham completing his warm-up tosses. Abraham pitched the 8th, gave up a hit, struck out a batter, and did not allow any runs. The Quakes will send the bottom third of the order. And tonight, Sugden has been on base all 4 times. He has been up to the plate. He is leading it off. He is 2 for 2 with a walk, hit by a pitch in the second inning. And he has a stolen base, a walk, 2 runs scored. And he has played a part in the Quakes' rallies tonight. So here is Sugden, and Abraham deals, and Sugden from the left side hits a big chopper to first. Johnson fields. He calls off Abraham, and then will go to the bag and get the putout on a head-first slide. He calls off Abraham, who broke off the mound and was in the vicinity of the bag, and decided to take it himself, and then realized his only play was to slide head first to the bag and touch the bag with his glove just in time to get Sugden for the out. Here is Day. Sugden, he's a big guy, but he can move up the line quickly, and I think sometimes that can be rather deceptive to opposing fielders. Here's the pitch to Devin Day, and it is taken for a strike, 0-1. Sugden has some wheels, that is for sure. 1 man out. 1 strike to count today. He is 2 for 2. 3 RBIs and a pitch. Swinging a chopper over to second. Charged by Ramos. Ramos will take an extra stride and then underhand flip it over to first to get Day for the out. 2 men gone. Devin Day with a big 2-run double to right center field in the 7th inning, and that is where we stand after that double. The Quakes lead it 8-7. And B.J. Weed will be the batter. Weed is 0 for 4 tonight. Abraham from the belt throws home in the pitch. Weed takes down low in the count 1-0. In the bottom of the 9th for Lake Elsinore, it'll be Thayer, Siriaco, and then Ramos. It's the 8, 9, and 1 spots. 1-0. Here's the pitch. Taken low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. 8-7 Quakes here in the top half of the 9th inning. Abraham to the glove. He sets at the belt. The 2-0 on the way. Weed swings and lifts a fly ball to left. Thayer comes in. Now he comes in a couple more steps. Reaches up to make the catch. The inning is over. 1-2-3 go the Quakes here in the 9th. So they'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Toledo back to the hill. Thayer, Siriaco, and Ramos coming up. 8-7 Rancho.
Individual tickets for July 3rd go on sale Monday, May 2nd. Ticket prices for this game are $2 more per ticket than regular ticket prices. The Quakes will host the Lancaster Jethawks at 7:15, and following the game, enjoy the Independence Day post-game fireworks show sponsored by Silverback Extreme. Tickets to the July 3rd game can be purchased on or after May 2nd at the Quakes ticket office, over the phone at 909-481-5252, or online at rcquakes.com.
Pressed for time? Gotta get something good for the family and real quick? Think Chipotle. For gourmet meals on the run, Chipotle Mexican Grill is famous for their huge portions. Plus, it's fresh. Fresh gourmet burritos and tacos prepared the way you like it. Nothing processed or frozen. Plus, their recipes are created by a classically trained chef. No, not that type of classical, but it will be music to your mouth when you bite into a Chipotle burrito stuffed with 17 different ingredients and marinated in their famous Chipotle adobo sauce. And for those of you who like to eat healthy, skip the tortilla and have a burrito bowl because they get fresh veggies delivered every day. Add some lettuce and homemade guacamole, and you've got a salad fiesta. Chipotle has a brand new location in Norco, or for one nearest you, visit their website at chipotle.com. Chipotle, where their burritos let you cover all 4 food groups in one single bite, and fast food that is not only healthy and fresh, but you can eat it with your hands. Chipotle, now open in Norco, on Hamner between 1st and 2nd Street, or find a location nearest you at chipotle.com. That's Chipotle, CHIPOTLE.com.
8-7 Quakes as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. And it'll be Matt Thayer, Juan Siriaco, and Peter Ramos coming up to face John Toledo. 8-7 Quakes, and they have held on to this point. The Storm actually are going to the bench, as it's going to be George Kottaras, the catcher, pinch hitting for Thayer. And Kottaras, left-handed hitting pinch hitter, takes down low from Toledo, 1-0. So we have arrived at this point in the ballgame, and the Quakes lead it 8-7. Next pitch, Kottaras swings, pulls that one down the right field line, a base hit. Weed over to field the ball. He cuts it off and gets it back to the infield. And Kottaras is on with a leadoff single. Well, another Quake Storm battle going to the final inning. And tonight it has been one of those ball games where there haven't been a lot of big rallies. The Quakes had their 5-run inning, but the Storm chipped away. They grabbed the lead. The Quakes with a 5-run inning took a 6-5 lead after 3.5. And then the Storm came right back and got their lead on a fielding error. Here is Juan Siriaco. So after that base hit by Kottaras, the Storm have sent in a pinch hitter, or a pinch runner, and it's number 8, Brian Fryer. So Fryer is pinch running at first base, representing the tying run. Nobody out, a runner on. And showing bunt is Siriaco. He pulls back, takes a strike, and Fryer is back to the bag. The corner infielders for the Quakes coming in and charging here. 0-1 the count to Siriaco. Toledo from the stretch. Now he throws. The 0-1. Siriaco bunts this one to Toledo. He fields it on the grass. A high throw to first. That's his only play in time to get Siriaco. The sacrifice goes 1-3. Down to second base goes Fryer. Away from second base is Fryer. Toledo looks back at second. Brown at third, in on the grass. The pitch to the right-hander Ramos, and the leadoff hitter is up high, and the count 1-0. If this ball game is to go to extra innings, Thayer will just stay in the ball game, and he'll go back out to left field. He's away from second, and the pitch to Kottaras is outside, and the count 2-0. Toledo has allowed a base runner in each inning that he has been out there. And the Storm has stranded 6 runners in the 4 innings that Toledo has pitched tonight. Next pitch in there for a strike, and the count is 2-1. Bob Zimmerman, though, is warming up in the bullpen for the Quakes. Ramos tonight is 2 for 4 with a sacrifice and an RBI. The 2-1. Swinging a high pop fly to shallow right, down the line. Reed coming in, charging in foul territory. Lopez going out, and the ball is a foul ball. No, the ball is ruled to have been caught, and right now the first base coach Tom Tornicasa is saying that the ball fell. Now the base umpire Jason Millsap called him out, and I'll tell you folks, I don't think that ball was caught. Rick Renteria is now coming out and asking Dixon Sturman to confer with Millsap because the ball between Lopez and Weed fell in foul territory, and now that is the ruling. But Millsap, the first base umpire, had ruled, he had signaled out. So now it's a long strike, and it's 2-2. And although if you're rooting for the Quakes, you'd prefer them to have made it an out call, but the right call was made. And that's really what you want to see in this situation. The 2-2 on the way to Ramos. Swinging a drive up the alleyway, right center field. That one's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Reed fields the ball on the warning track. Around third is Thayer, and around third is Fryer. He will score a double by Ramos. It ties the ball game up at 8, and now the potential winning run is at second base with one man out. Well, it's so critical just in the game of umpiring that the two men get together and, as we talked about, make the right call. Regardless of who you're rooting for in this ball game, it is so critical at this juncture of the game that the right calls are made, as you see there. The ball game is now tied at 8, and this umpiring crew has had late inning problems already on this Lake Elsinore Storm homestand. And now Ty Boykin's gone out to the mound, and he is going to get Toledo, and he's going to bring in Zimmerman. Well, the ball game is tied up with one out here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll take a 60-second break. We'll come back and tell you about the new Rancho pitcher right after this.
Tickets at the Epicenter for individual games start as low as $7, and the best seats in the house are only $10. Tickets can be purchased one of 3 easy ways. Over the phone at 909-481-5252, online at rcquakes.com, or in person at the Quakes ticket office. Ticket office hours at the Epicenter are Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. On game days, the ticket office stays open from 10 a.m. until the 7th inning of each game. Get your Quakes tickets today.
You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
Although it is not a close situation for Zimmerman, it is the game is on the line, and that's all that matters at this point in a tie ball game at 8 after Peter Ramos knocked in Brian Fryer on an RBI double to the gap in left center. Matt Thayer was pinch hit for to lead off the inning. George Kottaras singled. And then Kottaras was pulled for a pinch runner in Brian Fryer. And Fryer came around to score after Fryer was sacrificed over to second by Juan Siriaco. He pinch ran for Kottaras at first base after Kottaras led off with a single. And with one out and a runner at second, Ramos doubled up the alleyway off of Jean Toledo. So one out, a runner at second. Here is Drew Macias. And Macias is 1 for 4 with a walk. And he scored a run in the fourth. And away from second base is away from second base is Ramos. The pitch to Macias, a swing and a high pop-up on the first pitch. Brown at third going out. Wood at short going out. Wood in foul territory will make the catch for the out. And Macias is out number 2. Here is Fernando Valenzuela. Valenzuela singled and scored in the first, hit by a pitch in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth, popped to the catcher in the fifth, fly to left in the eighth. 1 for 4 with a run. Away from second is Ramos. Zimmerman looks back at second, the pitch, and Valenzuela takes inside 1-0. Bob Zimmerman coming into the ball game 1-2 with an ERA of 7.88. He's now pitched 8 1/3 innings, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts, 10 hits. The 1-0 very high, 2 balls, no strikes. So the Quakes in the 10th, and they hope to get there, will send Kendrick, Wood, and Lopez to the plate. 2 balls, no strikes the count. 2 men out. Zimmerman from the belt throws. The pitch is taken for a strike. 2-1 to Valenzuela. 8-8. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-1 the count. Zimmerman looks back at second. He throws. The pitch is in the dirt. It skips away from Wilson to the on-deck circle. And moving over to third base goes Ramos. Wild pitch. Charge to Zimmerman. 3 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 men out here in the bottom of the 9th. And there's so many more ways that run can score from third, even with 2 outs. Then they can score from second. Zimmerman throws home the 3-1. Valenzuela swings, bloops that one out towards left center. Sugden coming over, and Sugden, the center fielder, will make the catch. The inning is over, and we will move to extra innings tonight. The Storm score 1 time on 2 hits here in the 9th, and a man left on base. We head to the 10th. Kendrick, Wood, and Lopez coming up. It is 8-8.
One of the most desired qualities on any team is speed. The same is true in the business world. If you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call R2 Graphics. From business stationery and brochures to digital color, you're sure to appreciate their quality, competitive prices, and fast turnaround. When every second counts, count on R2 Graphics. See them online at r2graphics.com. That's letter R, number 2, graphics.com. They're located in the Aero Business Park at 9047 Aero Route in Rancho, Cucamonga.
Network crashes, lost data, corrupt files. Computer problems can leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. So next time, call DNet Computers. We feature repairs, troubleshooting, internet expertise, network setup, hardware upgrades and supplies, as well as custom PCs built to order. We're committed to carrying only quality components, so you know what you buy is going to last. Find out more online at dnetcomputers.com. DNet Computers, building systems that deliver.
For fans that can't make it to all 70 games, the Quakes mini plans are perfect for you. Starting as low as $600 per seat, these plans feature the most exciting games of the 2005 season. Fans who purchase a mini plan are guaranteed 2 giveaways, discounted pricing, free email newsletter, priority for July 3rd and playoff tickets, and the same seats for each game, plus the ability to exchange unused tickets for future games. To order your Quakes mini plan today, call the Quakes ticket office at 481-5252. Get your Quakes mini-season plan today.
Leo Rosales will come on to pitch here in the 10th inning for the Lake Elsinore Storm. 8-8 the score as the Storm tied the ball game in the bottom of the ninth. The Storm have had let's see, Sean Thompson, Eddie Bonine, Wilmer Villatoro, Paul Abraham, and now Leo Rosales. The Quakes so far, they've had Joe Torres, Alan Buckley, John Toledo, and Bob Zimmerman. So the Quakes are going to extra innings. They have played one extra inning game this year in which they prevailed. Here is the first pitch to Howie Kendrick, and it is taken down low. 1 ball, no strikes to Kendrick, and it was right here at the Diamond on opening night in 10 innings. The pitch is up high. 2 balls and no strikes to count. The windup and the pitch to Kendrick outside. 3-0. Kendrick hit by a pitch twice tonight. A leadoff walk could do wonders here for the Quakes. 3-0. Rosales throws home, and the pitch high, ball 4, and Kendrick walks. A 4-pitch walk nonetheless, and Brandon Wood will be the batter. Leo Rosales, 1-1 with a 2.25 ERA. This is his 9th game. He has 3 saves, 8 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He has not walked a batter yet. That was his first walk. There goes Kendrick. Wood bunts this one foul at the plate. The Quakes playing for a run here in the 10th. 0-1 the count to Wood. Rosales, 11 strikeouts. That was his first walk of the season. Wood tonight is 1 for 5. At third base, Bonvecchio. A step in on the grass. Johnson holding on Kendrick. Fryer stays into the game, and he is in left field, turning a throwback over to first, and Kendrick is back. Fryer came in to pinch run for the pinch hitter and scored the tying run in the bottom of the ninth. Now Wood shows bunt, and now Bonvecchio crashes hard. The ball is bunted back to the pitcher Rosales. He fields it on the grass halfway between first and halfway between the pitcher's mound and the plate, and his only play is to first to get Wood. And it's in time. The sacrifice goes 1-3 for Brandon Wood. 1 man out. To second base goes Kendrick. Here is Baltazar Lopez. Lopez popped out to second in the first, struck out looking in the third, walked and scored in the fourth, struck out swinging in the sixth, grounded to short in the eighth. So Rosales from the stretch looks in for the sign. Kendrick away from second base. 1 man out. Here's the pitch, and it is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. A breaking ball, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high pop fly to left field. Fryer under it. He makes the catch for the out. So Lopez unable to deliver there. He's now 0 for 5 with a walk. 2 men out. Here is Bobby Wilson. See if Wilson can pick up Lopez and get that potential go-ahead run on second base in. Wilson tonight 1 for 4 with a walk and 2 RBIs. He had a big hit in the 4th. Here's the pitch home, and a big swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. 8-8, we're in the top half of the 10th inning. Lake Elsinore scored a run in the bottom of the 9th to tie this one up. The 0-1 on the way, and Wilson swings and hits a fly ball to center field. Macias going back on it in right center. He's under it to make the catch. The inning is over. A leadoff walk and nothing doing for the Quakes here in the 10th. We head to the bottom half of the 10th inning. Bonvecchio, Johnson, and Bergamy coming up. It is 8-8.
Hey, baseball fans, remember when they played for the love of the game? When you could see future stars of tomorrow at an affordable price. In addition to exciting Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball, KWRM invites you to join us and catch one of the top teams in the land, the Long Beach State 49ers. You can follow the Dirtbags, a perennial national power, as they play their way to Omaha and the College World Series, exclusively on KWRM 1370.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, Pete's and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Plow and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the other book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
To the bottom of the 10th, tied up at 8. Bob Zimmerman's going to face the middle of the lineup for Lake Elsinore. Bonvecchio, Johnson, and Bergamy. The Storm, they've had 7 wins here at the Diamond so far, and 3 of them have come on walk-off home runs. Bonvecchio, the man coming up to the plate, has one. Michael Johnson, a grand slam to win a ball game. And also Pagan, who is due up 4th in this inning. He has also had a walk-off home run. Well, here's Bonvecchio. Very dangerous hitter, 0 for 3 with 2 walks. He takes the first pitch inside. It turns him around, and the count is 1-0. Bob Zimmerman came in with the potential winning run at second base in the bottom of the 9th inning with 1 out, and he got a pop-up to Macias and a fly out to Valenzuela. The next pitch is down low. 2 balls and no strikes. 8-8. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning. Zimmerman to the glove. He winds and throws the pitch. Swing and a foul. Back to the top of the screen. And the count is 2-1. The Quakes in the 11th will send up Brown, Pauly, and then Sugden. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Zimmerman back of the mound, gets back up on top of it. He goes to the glove, he deals, and the pitch, Bonvecchio takes, and it is up high. Three balls, 1 strike. Zimmerman throws, and the pitch. Up high, ball 4, and he walked him. Third time tonight, Bonvecchio has reached by way of the walk. He is 0 for 3 with 3 walks. Here is Michael Johnson. Johnson is 3 for 5. A 3-run home run in the first. He singled and scored in the 4th. He had a single in the 8th. Brown in on the grass at third. Johnson takes low and away, 1-0. Although he can swing away, we'll wait and see if Renteria puts on a bunt here or if he puts on a hit and run. with his number 5 hitter at the plate. Next pitch taken for a strike, and the count 1-1. He's shown no signs of offering at a bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Away from first is Bonvecchio. Zimmerman from the belt. Now he throws the pitch. Swing, and Johnson pulls this one to right field, a base hit. Weed playing very deep, has the ball, get by him on the warning track. He cuts it off. Being waved over to third base is the lead runner, Bonvecchio. He will make it. And at second base is Johnson with a double. Weed was playing a step in front of the warning track in right field, and Johnson pulled that one to the right or to Weed's left. And that ball got by him on the warning track. That had nothing to do with the runners moving up an extra base. Because the ball, a 310, short porch down the right field line, the ball is right behind Weed when the ball gets away from him. And now runners are at second and third for Lake Elsinore here in the bottom of the 10th. But with Eric Bennett coming out to the mound to talk with Bob Zimmerman, David Austin is warming up in the bullpen. And it just puts the pressure right now on Zimmerman with runners at second and third and nobody out here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. It's going to force the Quakes to bring the infield in, and anything and everything is going to have to come at home. Is going to have to come home. Brian Bergamy, who is 0 for 4 with a walk, switch hitter batting left-handed, will step in to face Zimmerman. Brown at third base was playing in with Johnson at the plate. Now everybody plays in. Lopez at first, Kendrick at second, Wood at short, Brown at third, all in on the grass. Zimmerman throws, and the pitch is low and inside to Bergamy, and the count is 1-0. Zimmerman with the ball behind his back, looking for a strikeout, a pop-up, a ground out, something hit to right at one of his infielders. The next pitch swung on and fouled off to the left, and out of play, and the count 1-1. Pauly in left is shallow. Sugden shaded a tad towards left center in center field. He is shallow. Weed, shallow and right. Anything hit over their head that normally would be caught if they were playing this shallow, well, it's going to be a sacrifice fly and the game would be over anyway. So bring them in. If anything is a line out or a fly ball to shallow, to one of the shallow parts of the outfield with nobody out, Rick Renteria might not push the button and send Bonvecchio. The Quakes holding on right now on a string. 1-1 the count to Bergamy. The pitch. Swing and a chopper. That's through to the right field, past the drawn-in infield. A base hit. The ball game is over on an RBI hit by Brian Bergamy. It scores Bonvecchio from third base, and the Storm win it 9-8 here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. 9-8, the Storm win it. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the totals for you right after this.
Chris Manson's powerful new book, Joshua Shoots, He Scores, The Greatest Call I Ever Made, is available now at joshuashoots.com.
Randy Youngman of the Orange County Register writes, Joshua Shoots, He Scores will touch anyone who reads it.
Hall of Famer Rod Carew declares, this is a little book with a lot of heart.
L.A. Kings announcer Bob Miller adds, Joshua Shoots, He Scores will leave you believing in miracles.
For more information, go to joshuashoots.com
or order by phone at 949-260-1012.
or ask for Joshua Shoots, He Scores at bookstores everywhere.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my, son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. Different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Here are the totals tonight for the Lake Elsinore Storm. 9 runs, 15 hits, 3 errors, 15 men left on base. For the Quakes, 8 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, 11 men left on base. The winning pitcher in the ball game tonight is Leo Rosales out of the bullpen. Rosales is 2-1 on the year. Bob Zimmerman takes the loss. He is now 1-3 on the season. Home runs in tonight's ball game. Michael Johnson hit his 7th home run of the season, a 3-run shot in the first inning. That was the only home run on the night. Time of the ball game, 3 hours, 25 minutes in front of a crowd of 1,261. Now for my studio coordinator, John and Josh Souter. This is Jason Anaforian, inviting you to stay tuned next for the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Again, the final in 10 innings, the Lake Elsinore Storm 9, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 8. The postgame show is next.
The pitch home, runner breaks, swinging a fly ball into center field. Baker having to go on the run, going back, he's turning, putting on the brakes, and it hits off the base of the wall.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball has been brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Laughlin's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, Galliano Winery, the City of Rancho Cucamonga Waste Management, Red Roof Inn, Charter Media, Chipotle, Farmer John's, Unilever Food Solutions, the Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and Omaha Jets. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next.
Willits held up around second. Now he's being waved around third. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's nutty time. Willits slides in safely.
You know, the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way, they get to your home as quickly as possible, and it's a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home. No home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Tickets at the Epicenter for individual games start as low as $7, and the best seats in the house are only $10. Tickets can be purchased one of 3 easy ways. Over the phone at 909-481-5252, online at rcquakes.com, or in person at the Quakes ticket office. Ticket office hours at the Epicenter are Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. On game days, the ticket office stays open from 10 a.m. until the 7th inning of each game. Get your Quakes tickets today.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
Three and two outs. Runner goes at first. The pitch is swung on and missed. Sturzbach pumps his fist. The ball game is over, and the Quakes have won it.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes Baseball.
Well, the Quakes tonight had very few leads in the ball game, and unfortunately for the Quakes, their few leads were also short-lived. The Quakes dropped this one in 10 innings tonight to the Lake Elsinore Storm by the score of 9-8. Welcome to the Yellow Book USA postgame show, everybody. I'm Jason Anaforian. The Storm jumped out to a 3-0 lead on a Michael Johnson 3-run home run. It was his 7th of the season, and Johnson's 3-run home run gave him RBIs 27, 8, and 29. What a first month the power hitter for Lake Elsinore is having. As the Storm jumped out to a 3-0 lead, the Quakes were able to finally get to starter Sean Thompson after he looked sharp. But the Storm had a 5-1 lead after 3 innings, as they were able to just get a little bit here, a little bit there. In fact, the Storm scored in their first 4 innings. The Quakes, though, took a momentary lead with a 5-run 4th inning, but that lead was short-lived in the bottom half of the 4th inning as the Storm came back with 2 more runs on a fielding error by Baltazar Lopez, and the Storm were out to a 7-6 lead. On the night for the Quakes, there were some big nights. Bobby Wilson had a couple of RBIs, and the big night really for the Quakes offensively was Devin Day. He was 2 for 5 on the night, and for Devin Day, he had an RBI single in the second. And with the Quakes down 7-6, because after the first 4 innings of all that scoring, the ball game turned into a battle of the bullpens. And in the top of the 7th, Devin Day delivered a 2-run single, or actually a 2-run double to right center field that gave the Quakes an 8-7 lead. And the Quakes bullpen held it. Now, it was a starter in John Toledo that was piggybacking off of, in his performance, piggybacking off of Joe Torres tonight. But the Quakes held the 8-7 lead, and although they missed an opportunity to add insurance runs, unfortunately for the Quakes, they would pay dearly for it. Because in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Quakes took a 1-run lead into the 9th, and the Storm were able to get an RBI double by Peter Ramos, a leadoff single by George Kottaras, a pinch hitter. He was pinch ran for by Brian Fryer, and then Siriaco sacrificed Fryer over to second, and then Ramos hit a double to the gap, scoring Fryer for the tying run.